Roles of a denizen. A content creator is a user that creates posts and is rewarded based on the quality of their content. A content evaluator is a user that helps assess the quality of content and enforces community standards. The evaluator is effectively taking part in a marketplace to curate content and is rewarded for early evaluation. A content consumer is a user that wishes to find and consume the most valuable content in a given subject area or within a community. A lair owner is a person holding tokenized ownership of all or part of a community lair. Owners are rewarded with a portion of all mining activity happening within their lair. Owners are incentivized to build the best community of content creators and evaluators.
Good morning, denizens. It's Dave, or Distant, or however you know me. And we're back for another episode of Coffee with Den. And I gotta say, things are pretty busy around here. Where's all the hosts? I don't know if you've been paying attention to the Super Happy shows and the World Blockchain shows and this show. But if you have, you might have noticed that people have been out and about and busy and too busy to do a show. Not that the shows haven't happened. The show must go on, you know. But it's interesting and it's a little bit exciting. And I don't know. I'm just looking forward to seeing things come together. So I'm here with you. See, we've got where are the hosts? Let's see. There's COVID with T Swift or Die. That's an issue. Everybody gets that a little bit different with different, symptoms. Mostly seems like everybody gets the weird skin feelings, but he's got the hurts to talk stuff going on too. So I can't expect him to come on and have coffee with us or whatever he has in the morning. Gravity Crab is actually, if I'm being honest, he's been skipping work Wednesday mornings to hang out with us. And so what happened with him is he's at work because the person who was covering or who's typically there in the morning on Wednesday mornings decided he was going to go get cancer, and be sick, which sucks for him mostly, but also for us. So that's where Gravity Crab's at. So just a little update on there. Oh, and then Joe's been out too. I don't know if you noticed that. I was saying with Super Happy, not this week, but last week, I actually hosted that episode. Lots going on Dragon Chain side, and with Joe too. Lucky me, I get to sit in on some of those meetings, so I kind of know what's going on. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, what else? Updates. Oh, look at that. We do have a Gravity Crab. I'm going to bring him up. And it doesn't look like he's at this shop, so I was talking shit. What's up, dude?
Does everything work?
Seems like it works. Can you hear me?
Thank God. Yeah, you're good. Okay.
That's great.
I'm currently on Jackie's laptop as I forgot that today was a show day, and I didn't realize I was going to be doing it from home.
Okay.
So my actual laptop and the webcam that I use and the headphones that I use are all sitting at work. So here I am.
I didn't know how well this is going to work either. As recently as yesterday, wiped my entire OpenSUSE desktop installation. And I'm on Manjaro right now streaming.
Ooh,
so
playing with
it works. I like it.
Well,
I like it.
We're playing with what is it? Arch Easy mode.
Yeah. I want to talk about that a little bit on the show today.
Awesome.
Actually,
I used Manjaro for like a year and a half at work, and it was one of my favorite distros that I've ever played with. So hell yeah.
Cool. So I just got done saying that John's got COVID, and he's
what?
Yeah, he's got it, and he's
man.
everybody. Just to catch you up on the last 2 minutes, he's got issues with the talking, so I can't expect him to be doing that.
Poor John.
And then I just got done saying that you actually have been skipping work to come hang out with us on this show and do this on Wednesday mornings. And, the person who's usually there has cancer. And so like, that sucks. And obviously you got to go do that, but it looks like he's a little bit better and he just, okay, cool. So he's
things are actually
managing
doing
and
things are
all
doing
that.
fairly well. Actually, we got a bunch of good info yesterday, and hopefully
Good for
should-
him. We don't
it
have to know
shouldn't
who
be-
he is.
it
Just
shouldn't
put
be
good
the most
vibes.
fun. Yeah, send some good vibes towards
Yeah.
towards the good old family this way.
Yes, absolutely.
But luckily,
So
things
I'm
should
glad
be
you're with
okay.
us. That's good. I just pulled the microphone closer. I don't know if that makes it too loud or what.
No, you sound exactly the same, and you sound okay.
Really? I should put it away then. Whoop. There we go.
Yeah, no, absolutely, almost no change at all.
All right. Fantastic. So, but no, the rest of what I was saying is like, I think Joe should be back this week. I don't know if he'll be on, I say this week. He is back this week, but I don't know if he'll be on World Blockchain Roundtable tomorrow. But if not, I'm sure he will be the following week. So, yeah, there's some updates. Anyway, good morning, sir.
Good morning. What are we doing today?
Drinking coffee.
Oh, I'm out of coffee. That's real coffee. I currently have, because I'm always out of coffee. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And
then
I have 500, not 500. I have 98 bags right now of instant gourmet coffee.
that is a, what do they call it? A paradox.
Yeah, it sounds exactly. It tastes like it sounds. It tastes like Folgers with just crappy creamer in it.
What is instant coffee? Do they brew coffee and dehydrate it into powder?
I think they do. I think it's the Army's fault.
Oh, most
They needed
things.
coffee.
Yeah,
Most
things
things
are
are
the
the
fault of at least government funding, right?
Oh God, are we getting real philosophical here and going like all the way back? Because most things are the fault of government funding.
I mean, let's be real. This is the coffee show. As long as we're drinking coffee, it's on topic. Or if it's on Den.
Yeah, luckily, I was like, shit, I don't even have real coffee. So I have to go figure that one out.
So I don't know if you noticed I didn't even give you a heads up on this. I don't know if you noticed the title here.
I did. I noticed it just as I pulled up here.
Yeah. So I've said before, we're getting our own layer.
Right.
We just haven't done it yet. So I've got most of that together, most of the ideas there. And so I figured this is what better place to finish it up than right here. So we do have a couple of feedback questions that are related to that.
I didn't realize we were getting a layer that fast.
I mean, who do you think makes them?
Oh, that's a valid point. Actually, now that I think about it, that's an actual very valid point.
So there's the business layers. If anybody doesn't know, the business layers, you have to just pay for them and then you get them. It doesn't have to go through the LCP cycle and all that. I had thought about doing, and you know what? This is part of the conversation. Maybe we should actually go through an LCP instead and make it a community layer so that anybody who wants a piece can just go ahead and throw in.
Can we do that with a business layer?
No.
Oh, right, because it's purchased, so it's not tied to anything else.
Yeah. In fact,
that makes it a pain in the butt.
Let's look over the agenda really quick, and then I want to jump over to something, and we can start talking about that because we do have winners in July. You have craft beer one and preppers. So if you have a collapse in society, you're going to have to craft your own beer, obviously. So that goes hand in hand.
And the modern man is almost kind of on point with that.
Define modern. Post-apocalyptic could be modern. I actually have to go read that proposal. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's about fashion or if it's about.
What do you think it's about?
The modern man. I think it's like a hoity-toity male fashion layer. So there's my wager.
Ooh, I could get behind that though, because I kind of want to buy hoity-toity male fashion. So I kind of hope that's what it is. With our luck, it's the second erotic layer on Dan, and it's just the modern.
I don't know if you noticed this, but and there was only one dissenting vote, but I put a male erotic picture as the banner in the eroticism layer.
Oh, okay. For a second, I was about to be like, Dave, what did you do?
No, it's just not. It's completely not even like it's just a washboard chest floating in water, artistically shot. You know what I mean? And I found it on the internet, and it was like Creative Commons or something. And I was like, cool, because equality. I don't want this to all be like, like if we're gonna be fair, let's be fair. People like all kinds of eroticism. But since then, nobody's posted in there. I don't know if they think it's now they think it's a male eroticism layer, so they don't post.
It's the gay layer. No one wants to go
And
that.
we even have we've enabled, since we're talking about that, we have enabled anonymous posts, since those are out. Those are out now. They're live. And
God, I feel like I've been like gone for weeks, even though I've really just been kind of in and out for the past couple of shows.
Yeah, shit's moving quick. I was talking about that too. A lot happening, but we should actually post something and show how the anonymous toggles work. That'll be a good exercise today.
That'd be cool, because I have no idea.
Yeah, because there's economic things to think about there. But I've thought about maybe proposing, and you can always put it back if this is a bad idea. But I've thought about proposing anonymous only in that layer. Because
in the eroticism layer?
In the eroticism layer, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I don't imagine, for one, there's going to be a ton, at least at first, a ton of original content in there from denizens. And if there is, maybe they don't want to be doxxed, right? Mm-hmm. But also, I don't necessarily like the idea of people monetizing other people's work. So if you are going to be posting like erotic images and stuff that you found on the internet, well, that ain't your work. So I think anonymous only, the reason that's interesting is because economically, if you post something anonymously, you can't get rewarded. You don't get any of your rewards. And because you're anonymous, how does Den know who to reward? Yeah.
Right.
So instead, all matter that is mined through anonymous posts go to the lot holder of the layer. So if the lot holders were to vote to enact anonymous only, then it would mean nobody can monetize anything in that layer except for lot holders, because everything 100% goes to the lot holders, right?
I could see, yeah. I kind of think that's...
Or the lot holders, maybe 95% goes and then 5% to Den. There's whatever it is. It's in the white paper anyway. The details on that.
I think anonymous posting for that is probably the way to go, just overall.
Makes sense.
I'm going to use the argument of I am a male that was 15 once and Tumblr was a thing.
Speaking of modern man, I am
an older man.
Yeah.
Also,
out feeding the animals in the moment, and we'll be on Lad Nighters. So that's always good.
Cool. It's kind of perfect because he's going to like the Preppers layer. And probably the craft beer layer too, now that I think about it. This is the man that carries silver around with him at all times. Yeah.
Might as well carry hops too.
Silver and beer. Silver and beer.
I'm in a good mood today. I'm in one of those well-rested, exhausted moods where I was like strung out heavy yesterday. I say strung out. I was just...
He was on so much heroin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just sitting in the corner.
I was stressed out yesterday is a better term. But then, you stress out and then you overdo that. And then you have to just go to sleep. You're familiar with this, right? Mm-hmm. It's like way early, but then you're just like, I can't do any more of today. I'm going to wait for tomorrow.
Yep.
And so I just went to bed at
it's 4,
maybe 8 p.m., 7 p.m., something like that yesterday. I was just like, you know what? I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done with today. Fuck it all. I'm out. And then I woke up this morning and I'm like, I feel rested. I feel okay.
Sometimes your body just needs it. I don't think that wasn't my last night because I was, playing some video games. But my evening before, Jackie went to sleep at like 9 o'clock, and I looked over at her and I was like, "Yeah, that's where I'm going," and just turned everything off and done.
Yeah. So. You know what I hate the most is I love video games a lot. Like they're an important part of my life, if I'm being honest. I learned a lot from them growing up because I didn't have a lot of stability otherwise to learn from. But I have a lot of things that I'm busy with during the day that I'm doing besides playing video games. So typically my video games are nighttime activities, or at least evening time activities. And man, you know what I hate the most is firing up a video game, getting to the loading screen, loading up your character, jumping in, standing there looking around, and realizing fuck, I'm too tired to play right
I'm
now.
way too tired for this.
Just like I really want to play this, but I can't.
I would say better.
And then I'm disappointed, and I'm like, oh, but I want to, but I can't.
And then you try. Sometimes you give it a go. You're like, screw it, I'm going to push through this. And you find yourself a little bit later like, what the hell am I? What was I doing? And like you've walked a little ways, you're like, oh crap, I literally fell asleep here.
It's like not even fun because you're just
it's not even. You're just meandering around like pissed off, like God, I hate this town. Why am I even in here?
Or it's the game like started playing New Vegas again, which is amazing with all the modern mods and everything, which I want to go finish the playthrough and all that. But if you're not in a really good mood or awake, maybe not a good mood is maybe if you're not like fully awake and if you're not,
New Vegas will put you in a good mood.
Yeah. What am I trying to say? If you're not too tired to enjoy it, what I always go back to is like, fuck, I've been here 30 times. I know every option. I know what's going to happen.
Damn it, why am I even playing?
Like, what's the point? Why I have 30 games that I haven't played and I've played this 30 times. What am I doing?
And then the next thing you know, you're meandering over to the casino to play a couple of hands of cards and some roulette just to pass the time.
Well, right. So there's the things that I haven't played enough that I do want to. I want to learn how to play Caravan properly because right now it's just a shit show. It's like things and that I start to think, oh, I'm getting it and I'm starting to win, but then something weird happens. Like when you're playing checkers and somebody goes click, clock, 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 and does
what the hell did you even do? Like
combination move, and I'm like, what? I didn't know that was a thing, though. What?
It's like when I'm playing poker and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna win this hand, and somebody goes, I've got a royal high straight flush, and I'm just like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that mean? You win?
Yeah, or like, I forget the name of the show. The show within the show was called Tool Time. But they were playing
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement, yeah. So Home Improvement, they had friends over. They were playing cards, and one of them was like super like cocky, looking at their cards, like, "Oh yeah, I got this. Oh yeah." And then it came time for everybody to call, and she was like, "All black." And it was a combination of spades and clubs. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel sometimes playing Caravan and Fallout New Vegas. Is I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna work," and then I'm like, that doesn't matter at all, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Which game, which Final Fantasy is Triple Triad from?
Triple Triad, is that 8?
I think so.
Is that with Seed and everything like that?
So. I don't.
With Seed Academy.
The reason I bring this up is not because I played the game that it's from.
Let's find out. I happen to have the internet in front of me.
Google it. So there's
here's my quick links.
What do we got?
Fresh
Hotels, install. Twitter,
and
Menharo. Gotcha.
This is fresh install. So I've been to Twitter, Den, and StreamYard. And
that's the other two are sponsored.
Oh, and Google Mail. Oh, and YouTube. But that's it.
We should do a tour of your desktop actually at some point here.
I wanted to actually suggest a couple of things if we get into that. Yeah.
Oh, we'll totally get into it. We're scatterbrained today. I can already feel
it. I'm gonna DuckDuckGo it, not Google it.
Duck fuck.
Yeah.
Duck fuck. Oh.
I always do that. I always accidentally. I'm like, because the letters are right there, right? So it's like duck. Oh no, that's not right. And then I'll be like duck. No, that's not right. And then I'll be like
duck suck duck.
There we go.
Duck suck duck is probably different.
All right.
So there's a fantastic mod for Skyrim that puts Triple Triad in it, and I've been playing it for quite a bit. So it's more.
That says it's 9. It could be 9.
Really? Is it? It is 9.
9's one of my favorite.
I absolutely love 9. I don't know if I ever played the Triple Triad stuff in it.
Welcome, first time. How do you know?
I kind of want to play Triple Triad because it's the internet. It always knows.
Visual instructions. No, I'm good.
But so there's a fantastic mod
for it. That's right. I do remember Triple Triad. It's really good.
Yeah. Next time you're doing a Skyrim playthrough, there's a mod that throws a bunch of the cards in there, and you go. And play
Final Fantasy VIII did have. Actually, there's.
I think 7 had a card game too.
This is Squall from 8. This is not.
Yeah.
This is not Zidane from 9.
Yeah. Is this a website that you can play Triple Triad on?
It is. Yeah.
I think.
Okay. I mean, I don't know, but it looks like maybe. It's card list, yada yada. But no, I do remember this. 8 had a good one too, and I remember. Nope, never mind. I'm thinking of the Magic system, not the card game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't remember how this is played at all, but I remember playing it and liking it.
You
Gosh,
just match numbers.
it's been a long time since I played Final Fantasy IX. You know, people didn't like that game because it was too cartoony. They went back to
I
the
have no
cartoony
idea
style.
why they didn't like it because, well, I guess that's why. But I really liked the art style of 9.
Yeah, it's really good. And I think the reason is that a lot of people, including myself, I had an aversion to 9 because of the cartooniness. But once I played it, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't not play it. I was such a super fan. But I
The
only
intro
started.
too.
What's that?
The actual intro mission itself is just really cool too. Like going through and kidnapping a princess.
I don't remember. Yeah, vaguely, but it's been so long. But what I was saying is that I only started playing Final Fantasy at 7. Final Fantasy 7, which was when they started going away from the cartoony. Now it's PS1, so it's cartoony, but they had more. They at least like the cinematics and stuff were like humanoid and humans, not as much. You know, there was Red 13, that was a dog, and then there was Vincent Valentine, the vampire guy. You know, so there were characters that were not necessarily human, but they were all like, you know, high res. Especially Final Fantasy VIII, they went super like realistic on that.
It was kind of in a Metal Gear Solid style as well, because like it was people that looked like real people, but you had like the vampire guy and things that were supernaturally sprinkled throughout. But it had like a weird sciencey undertone.
I mean, obviously all the enemies and stuff were crazy and the same, you know, and all that, but the characters themselves, yeah. It was like like Seed, the Academy and all that. In 8 was very much like, all right, let's get all the people together and fight the monsters, you know, that kind of thing. And in Final Fantasy 9, it was like, no, some of us are monsters.
No, I've got a tail. We have a flying
like Vivi, bro. Remember
oh
Vivi?
my god, I forgot that was the actual the place that we got Vivi the first time was Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah, the wizard dude.
And right? He's just all upset that all of his little brethren are like mindless drones.
Yeah.
Oh, Freya was in that too.
Yeah, Freya with the big stick.
With the big stick.
The pole arm.
I just remember being stuck in a sewer fighting a snake for weeks before finally saying screw it using save states.
The only game that I didn't, the only one of them that I got overwhelmed and decided not to finish legitimately was Final Fantasy VIII. I don't know why, but I had such a problem with the end of that game that I was just like, fuck it.
Find a game genie or a game shark. Screw it. So
anyway, back to what we were talking about.
I have no idea what we were even talking about.
Well, we got new layers. I just want to read the agenda real quick so that we can go talk about the actual thing that the title is about. We're going to talk about the new coffee layer, and we'll talk about some decisions that have to be made on that. I looked this morning. I didn't see a lot of DAO proposals, but we'll check again and see. I got a quick update on the cannabis show, which is that we're doing both a show and a show. It'll be a cooking show and a podcast, 2 different, but in tandem. And that's it for now. All right. So did you know that you had drafts on Den? If you have start writing something and you want to save your draft,
no,
that's a
thing.
thing.
No idea that you had drafts. That's a thing.
Right, so it's a thing. So let me go to Den. I've got one saved. I've got a draft reply to this saved, basically.
Okay.
So if I go to Den, home, see this page?
Ooh, nifty.
Drafts. So it shows my drafts. I've only got one, so you can edit this draft. Now, let's talk about the show.
The re-show.
Yeah. Do we want to change the name, which would mean we have to change the graphics, and there's already a cup in the merch store, so probably not. But I do typically call it the coffee show instead of Coffee with Den. So if we're ever going to rebrand, this is probably the time. What do you think about that?
I kind of like the name of the show as it is. I do call it the coffee show, though, as well, realistically.
Well, that can just be a nickname for it. There's no reason that we have to change it. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll leave it a nickname. I like our coffee name.
Cool. So then I'll say, oh, you know what? I can't write like this. I know a lot of people have to write like this, but I just can't.
I can't write like this.
All right. Much better. All right. So
now that
stranger to know.
Typewriter?
Huh?
Now that it looks like it was written with a typewriter, it's much
Yeah,
better.
much better.
Gotcha.
Well, because if I'm writing it in Markdown, I don't have to do the little tools where I click the buttons and that kind of thing.
Your brain is so programmy, like reinvented.
So change it to no, and I'm just gonna say no.
Negative.
Bum bum. So we can get rid of these. Actually, we can just probably. Oops, where's my thing? Here we go. We don't need any of this anymore, right? Cool. Tokenomics. So this is where it gets interesting, and there's actually a question related to this in the replies that we'll go check out in a minute. But what does WBRT style mean? That means World Blockchain Roundtable has a really good proof of concept. Like, here's how you can run a podcast on Den, self-monetized, and also incentivizing people to participate. And it's a pretty good thing. They got a good thing going on. And what they do is, we know what LOT is, right? The layer ownership token. So WBRT being a business layer, the difference between a business layer and an LCP or a community layer is that there is no limit on how many LOT you can mint. There's no hard cap. With the LCP, it's however many vote for it. That's how many you get forever. You can never get any more LOT.
Right.
So if you want some, you got to buy it from somebody else, or they got to tip you out for doing a good job in the layer or whatever. But if we make it a business layer, what World Blockchain Roundtable does is every week there's hosts, and sometimes there's different hosts, right? And those hosts get paid out LOT for being on the show. And the way that that's calculated is they go to all the different places where it's broadcast. They go to YouTube and Twitter and, not Facebook anymore, but LinkedIn, wherever else it's sent, right? Odyssey, Library. And they count up all the views. How many views has it gotten that week? And then they round it down to the nearest 1,000. And one moment. There's a chain flip DJ AMA live stream that I was waiting on that just went live. I was considering just watching that during this show and putting it on screen. They do a cool thing. They have a DJ, they do an AMA, they talk about it. Anyway,
cool.
What was I saying? Where was I, David?
Oh God, no! You distracted me heavily.
Oh yes. So they count up all the
views.
All the views. Yes. Okay. So the more views it gets, the more LOT goes out. And so they count up all the views and then globally for the week, and then they round it down to the nearest 1,000, and then they give that number goes out to all the participants, right? All the hosts, with additional LOT going to whoever's the main host for the week, right? We rotate who's like doing the intro, saying, hey, welcome, here's the topics,
right.
Keeping a cadence. That person gets an extra little bit of tip out of the LOT, as well as anybody who asks questions that get voted up high enough for the panel to answer live. So if you let me just make this. Why is that like that? Sorry, I was OCD a little bit. John's words were cut off. So then, like, if you get voted up, like in a coffee show, like everybody that I tip out with Matter, they would get LOT, is what they would get. And you would just mint that. Every week you would mint new LOT, which is what you can do with a business layer uniquely. So you don't have to have them all at once. You can mint them, as they come out. And then whoever, what was I going to say? Whoever proposed the topic for that week also gets an extra little bit. So there's all these incentives to, like, okay, participate and you actually do own this show. And then you can vote on what topics get in, which we'll do today. You can vote on stuff, right? You also get the semi-passive income, because you have to participate, so it ain't passive, from LOT holding, right? So the more matter that show generates in the layer, the more rewards go out to the people that are LOT holders. So that's my sort of baseline, copy pasta. That would work. You know what I mean?
Well,
let's just do that.
It works well for the world blockchain. So, I mean, we might as well use it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I know how that stuff functions. I kind of let you run through your explanation for anybody else out and about here watching. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like the way they do it. Well, I like the way y'all do that. And I think they should probably be done the same way.
Cool. So with that means we would need to be a little more punctual about posting the next episode after each
I can be
show.
good with that.
Because we like we typically just do it the evening before, because one, I forget to do it until the evening before, and two, the times that I have done it like a week in advance or several days in advance, we've gotten less participation for some reason.
Weirdly enough, the day before to be
so it's almost
the
like
way to go.
Yeah, it's almost like the timeliness of it, where it's like, oh, this is tomorrow morning, I better go ahead and get something in now, versus oh, this is in a week, yeah, I'll swing by and then forget later to do it.
We don't have to be that much more punctual. It's fine.
Well, you have to get the reason is you have to get the opportunity for the votes to come in so you can rank them, that kind of thing, because it could be that we don't get through all of them. Anyway.
Well, the people that watch us are just going to have to get with the picture and, just remember we exist.
Easy enough. Initial lot distribution. So I was thinking that we can go through and tally up all the prior coffee questions and distribute that proportionally. So everybody who has asked a question or said something at all in the replies that we could talk about on the show, right? Maybe even going to see who has popped in live, like I Am for IAM's come in and a couple of other people. And we should retroactively reward them with lot in a new layer so that we come in with owners who've been here the whole time.
That's probably the only fair way to do it.
Well, fair and useful, because then they can vote on stuff whenever we want to pass, like, oh, what's the next month's topic going to be? If we do the WRBT thing,
Also, I Am for IAM doesn't just pop in every once in a while. He essentially set up a couch in our living room.
Yeah, it's great. Good.
It's great, actually.
Yeah. He's been coming to Den.Social meetings too, which is awesome.
Yeah, I was seeing that.
And I want to pull him in and everybody else as well on the design, assuming it wins soon. I think it might. The design of the leaderboard, the new metrics page and stuff like that, because he's also done a bunch of data collection and things like that. Really good at it. And I like his brain because he's able to analyze, like, okay, the structure of things and what that means for the incentives and how that works with the economy and stuff like that. And that would be the stuff that you put on a leaderboard, which layer has the most energy per day, right? Like, of all the posts in the layer, which layer is getting the most energy put into it? Where are people spending their energy? That kind of thing. And then you could have things like individuals, right? Denizens who have received which, like, top posts, right? Which of the top posts of the day have gotten the most energy, stuff.
It'll be like a stock ticker.
It won't be like a stock ticker at all.
Don't make it like a stock ticker at all.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting data, and you can compete and you can see where everybody stacks up together. Like, I don't go to a lot of layers, so I don't know how they are. So having a leaderboard to have an overview would be great. So that seems logical, right? Tallying up everybody, go through the 38 episodes and see, which denizens are in there, and then tipping them out with the new lot with the new layer.
It seems logical and fair, so I like it.
All right, so we don't have to do anything there. DAO structure. And we can get rid of this. All right, let's go back real quick, because this is getting into one of the questions. So let's go back and hit the replies and see what people are asking, and then come back to this and decide on it after we read the thing. So skipping down, this is relating to the coffee show, I think, right? Maybe they're talking about Den itself, but I think they're talking about the coffee show and the new layer. So Cult DAO, if you're not familiar with Cult DAO, you should look them up. They're awesome. Cult DAO invests in Shiba Inu, Pulse Chain, and now Chainlink. Can we invest into Cult DAO? Sure. I mean, yeah, sure. I do. I don't have any Cult, but I've got some Revolt, and that's a related thing.
Okay, what the hell is Cult DAO?
Cult DAO is a DAO with a token called Cult token. And what they do is they invest in other disruptive techs as a team, as a group. They all threw their money into this DAO, into a treasury, and said, all right, Guardians, direct us. Let's buy up some disruptive and potentially world-changing tech, and use the proceeds of that investment to fund other world-changing tech. That kind of thing. Because a lot of startups need cash. So why not have a cult giving them cash, right?
Yes,
So
I can get behind that.
They play up the whole cult thing, but in a way that is revolutionary and good and righteous and for the people and the many, and very decentralization focused, very anti bullshit focused.
And they won't cheap out on your death and buy Flavor Aid. They'll buy Kool-Aid, unlike that one cult, whoever it was, the people.
Was it Flavor Aid?
It was dead ass Flavor Aid. He didn't even give him Kool-Aid.
What else is he going to do with all the money after they die?
I think he died too.
And he did die, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
No, he didn't. Maybe not.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know who might know?
He says he's milked his camels.
I am. How you doing?
Hey, happy National Share Your Password Day.
Oh, ain't that a good day?
Yeah, it's a great
Does it
day.
apply to chain, like to private keys as well?
Absolutely. I'll go first. First.
Good.
All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
All right, write these down.
All right, getting it done.
Okay. Kmart, Sears, Costco, Republic, Philadelphia.
God damn it.
Is this a seed phrase?
Giving you guys a hard time, man.
What was Hunter's password again? Hunter Biden.
I think it was FBJ, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Joe
It was
Biden?
like something 21 or something 27. When they finally cracked his phone.
Wouldn't that be
this
amazing?
month?
Gosh. What a sick family.
Oh, here we go. It is May. Was it last month?
I am so sorry. You guys are in a good conversation.
No,
and
that's fine. We wanted to know. No, I brought you in because you might know the answer to the Kool-Aid question.
You know what? And I was setting up, and I didn't hear the last minute. So, what was the question? And I'll make up an answer. I promise.
Yeah. David, you want to or Gravity Crab? You want to go with this?
What was that called? Why do you call me by that name? It says it right next to my name. They know me.
No, I don't know.
You don't have to call me Gravity Crab.
Why not? This is the internet.
I know, but they know already. It's not like my identity is sacred now. So you remember the cult where the guy essentially dragged everybody out into the woods and had them drink Kool-Aid and they died?
Oh, yeah, Jim Jones.
Yeah, it wasn't even Kool-Aid. It was Flavor Aid, right?
Yes, I think it was. I think it was.
Did he die too, right?
Yes, he did. But I think he died by a gunshot wound to himself, a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Well, Dave,
but I'm not sure, but I think
I'm going to look that up right now.
Yeah, 6'6"
That's
story.
Exactly what I need to look up on my wife's computer.
I was a kid when that happened, and I remember seeing like the cover of Time magazine, and it had all the dead people laying on the ground and everything. And it was really freaky for me as a kid, and that was in the classroom.
Holy Christ!
So yeah. So it was like, oh, okay. So that was the beginning of my mythology studies, because it was all about cult and
this cult
religion and
it's like how did you have the DARE program or anything?
Yeah.
Keep kids off drugs.
It's like how that literally made me curious about drugs more than anything else.
Yeah. So, I quickly realized, wow, cool. So you could have your own religion tax-free. And I was like, ding, 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 ding.
Right?
Yeah. And hey, you know what? You get enough followers, you only work once a day. I mean, once a week.
Yeah, once a week. Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is cool. Yeah, what an idea.
Well, I couldn't find the answer that I was looking for Hunter's iPhone password. I did. But it was by the New York Post, and I don't think that was the real password. I think that's bullshit, because I remember seeing it on 4chan when it was cracked, and I was like, oh, that's a stupid password.
Oh, really?
And then now the stories that I'm seeing online are not what I saw. And I'm like,
they've already wiped the internet of this password because he's still using it.
Hasn't changed it yet. It's got it on his. He migrated. The reason they have the iPhone backup is because he migrated to a new iPhone probably, and he just kept all the same password.
Orders of the president. I'm instructing the NSA to wipe clean the internet with my son's password. It's a national security problem.
Yeah, this is like mega super Streisand effect if you want to go that way.
Yeah, no kidding. So hey guys, so what's the latest?
Well, the latest is we were considering. This is the latest from John Smith.
Tell you should put
John Smith here.
So we were talking about, and this was in the context of the eroticism layer, because I'm not sure. The two things I said were like, I'm not sure how much original content's going to be put on there in the first place, from denizens themselves, or I don't know, like I don't know how I feel about monetizing other people's content. If you're going to be sharing nudie pics and stuff that you found on the internet, and like that's kind of
I don't like that.
And so if you made it anonymous only, then only lot holders would get any of the rewards, and so you could not get rewarded for posting in the layer. Which that's the thing. It's like you don't incentivize people to post OC, and then this would be the only in that one layer. I'm not talking about site wide. That would be stupid. Each individual community gets to decide what they want to do. Right. That's the whole freaking point. So an interesting, like, I guess, thought experiment would be, let's say you have and this was, again, I was thinking about this in the context of the eroticism layer. Like, what if an adult content, what do you call it? Agency, production company, were to open a business layer, and then they hand that out lot to everybody who works with and for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so then the entire company could, and then you could hand out lot to anybody new who came in if you want. And then everybody who works for the company and everybody who's involved can then post anonymously, or get other people to if you want, but then they could monetize everything in the layer themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then you wouldn't have to like, you already have pseudonyms though. So like you can come into Den pseudonymously.
I like John Smith has a good question here. It says, if you let only anonymous postings, that will kill original content. If somebody posts not their work, just downvote it.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Now, this is the question. So you can post, you're not going to get any, MTR from it, but you can still upvote and downvote.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
So, I can kind of see his point. It will kill original content in a sense. I actually it might even encourage more spicy content. Might encourage more. Will it encourage more fake news? But see, that goes back to the community to be able to decipher.
Well, this is
and rank it as factual or fake.
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking is like, if it's anonymous only, it might actually, people might want to produce content on there themselves and be anonymous and not say who they are. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you can always change it back.
Yeah.
So another layer where there's some discussion about should we just go full anon only is the red pill layer, right? There's some discussion in there.
Oh, I wish I was an owner in that one.
I'm not either.
I love that. I love that layer.
And because there's not a conspiracy theory layer, right? Mm-hmm. There's not like a tinfoil hat layer, but there is a red pill layer. What I don't like about the red pill layer or the red pill concept, I guess, is I tend to see a lot of things that are like a lot of posts that are very sure of themselves. You know what I mean? Like, here's the reality that you should see. They're lying to you, but really it's this.
Yeah, they didn't do their homework. They didn't do their homework. Is that
right? Right. Yeah. Or if they did, it's just presented in such a way that's off-putting to me, to where I'm like, really? You know all the answers. I don't know shit, and I should listen to you. Why? That kind of thing.
Right.
Really, anonymous person. I don't know. I just don't like the way it's framed. Where if it's like tinfoil hat layer or if it's a conspiracy theory layer, it could, I hopefully would be like, this is highly plausible. What do you think about this? You know,
well, I define red pill layer as now the word woke has been kind of taken by the left, and the red pill layer has kind of been taken over by the right. So, but anyway, I look at the red pill layer as more along the lines of, rather than conspiratorial, I see it more this is how life really works, or how the system really works, and the majority of the people don't know it yet.
You know what? I just thought of something else I don't like about red pill.
You don't like the color red. It's okay.
I don't like.
He's afraid of red. It's just.
Where's the button? There we go. Thank you, John Smith. That's a very good point. We don't want to kill original content at all. That's not what we're trying to. We're not trying to disincentivize original content. That's the opposite of what we want on Den. So it's a very good point. No, I was going to say that because of Reddit, red pill's gotten a terrible, terrible reputation, and so even to the point where I've introduced a friend of mine to Den, and for some reason he went directly to the red pill layer, or maybe he was just looking at all the layer names or something. And he was like going off about red pill this, red pill that. And he thought it was the Reddit version of red pill, which is like a chauvinistic anti-woman clusterfuck. Last time I was there, which was years ago.
I haven't been there in years either.
Yeah. So
and you know what? I have a brother that's hardcore red pilled, if you could say, I guess is a good way to define him. And he's never on Reddit.
Right. The red pill thing, it's like actual red pill is like the Matrix thing. Red pill, blue pill,
Right.
Yo, we got a new denizen on the show.
Oh, nice.
We have Captain Truth 420. How you doing, sir? Oh, the voice is bad. You can't even hear it.
The X's are just there, as like a stylistic decoration. You don't pronounce them. Okay.
Oh.
So cakes. All right. My name is Captain Truth 420. Okay. Captain Truth 420. It's pretty fucking obvious. It's pretty obvious.
You're not Captain Obvious. You're Captain Truth.
Oh my God.
Captain Obvious is great. I loved Captain Obvious.
Stop impersonating Captain Obvious right now.
Captain Truth. Captain Truth. Share some truth.
Lay a red pill on us. Lay a truth bomb on us.
Okay.
Yeah, truth bomb. Truth bomb.
Okay. First of all, I walk in and you just want information for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how this works.
Look, I give talks a lot, and that people pay me money to leave very often.
To leave?
Okay, so I don't just do these things for free. Okay, showing me dollar bills doesn't work.
Do you know what an envelope is?
Yeah.
I can make these your dollar bills.
Okay, first of all, I don't do envelopes. Okay, what is this? The 90s?
You want me to email these dollars to you?
What were you born in the late 1900s or something?
Look, put those dollars in an NFT. Okay, convert that NFT with some ether. All right, then take that NFT that's been converted and move that past. Don't even think about PayPal. Okay, we're beyond PayPal.
I wasn't even thinking about PayPal.
Okay, convert that NFT into some Modero. Okay, and send me that beer because I'm thirsty.
Yeah, and you don't want to know, who it came from or where. You want to be private about that.
Yeah, I don't care the attachment to it. Just give me the stuff. Okay.
That's why you have the glasses on, right? So we can't get the retina scan and know your ID.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, that's why whenever I'm in public, you wear a hat, you wear glasses, and you always only shave half your face.
No! Dang! I wish I would dox myself because that's exactly what I did this week.
Yeah. Okay, because if you think about it, facial recognition software can't know who you are if half your face is shaven. Okay, it's gonna think you're two separate people,
and they're gonna call Batman. The bat signal is gonna go up in the air.
What the fuck? No, Batman's not real. Truth bomb. It's a fucking magazine and a book. Okay,
Truth
bomb about
full of truth. Full of truth right now.
Okay,
all right.
We're all about realness. I don't just come on shows to talk about comic books. Okay, all right. Screw it. Let's talk about comic book. That's a podcast that's somewhere else. Okay. I'm here to talk about the truth, brother.
There should be a podcast called "Screw It, Let's Talk About Comic Books."
That's what I just said. It's a real podcast.
Oh, is it?
That's real.
That's truth.
Okay. By Will and Kevin Hines, and it's a show called "Screw It, Let's Talk About Podcasts."
Not about podcasts.
Talk about comics. Let's talk about comics.
Let's talk about comics.
Now I don't know what's true.
Sorry, I misspoke.
We all know what's going on here. Okay.
So good morning to you, Captain. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, brother.
We were going
feeling,
through
buddy?
some. We're talking to Passport Gang over here about cults.
Passport Gang. We were talking to him. Okay. Cult duo invest in Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu's a fucking dog. I don't know what you guys are doing. Pulse
I agree.
Chain,
I agree.
Colt down.
Pulse Chain and New Chainlink. Can we invest Cult DAO?
Yeah, cult DAO. It's a DAO. It's a group of. It's a cult. You know, and they want to fix the world through technology. You know, and you can invest in them if you want, and they'll invest in you if they want.
I'm gonna tell you
I am endorses Colt DAO.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't do anything. I don't do cults. Okay.
Yeah,
Colt 45.
Colt
Colt 45. Colt 45.
Cults are where misinformation happens. I don't think people realize that. Cults are where misinformation happens, okay? One time in the early 90s, I gave $273 to a man who invited me into his club. And when I showed up, okay, brother, it was just a bunch of dudes playing ping pong, hanging out. And I said, hey, how we getting to heaven? And everybody looked at me like, what's wrong with this man? So I wasted $273
to go to a frat party.
To go to a frat party.
Nice. Frat parties can be fun.
Yeah, I didn't get to heaven. Okay.
Oh, well, I don't think any of them did either. If you were at a frat party, so don't worry. Don't feel left out.
I'm lost. Frappuccino party? What?
Yeah, Frappuccino party. Yeah.
And since then, I never went back to another cult the rest of my life.
Well, I gotta say, I have an aversion to cults myself. Since the whole laser eyes thing, you know, that was hard to. I didn't even know I was in a cult, but here I was, you know, and so.
You tell me you got basic surgery? Is that what you're talking about?
You guys, you know.
Bitcoin maximalists is what I'm talking about. Maxi parties.
You want to hear something? I've joined 2 cults.
Yeah.
And I'm a member of both of them, and they compete against each other. One is called Costco and the other one's called Sam's Club.
Yeah, you got to like sign up, be a member, follow the rules.
That's right. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Spend so much.
Support the mission.
You seem like
spread the word.
You seem like a nice guy. You seem like a fun guy. And I'm going to have to give you some truth here from Captain Truth 420.
Okay, I'm listening.
You only need one of those. You don't need both. That's stupid. That's a waste of a $75 membership, okay? If you just have a Costco or a Sam's Club, you can just optimize one of the two. You don't need to be in both. Okay.
What about BJ's? You know, you got BJ's in on the beach there where you are.
No, we don't. We don't.
We got one of those.
Never been to one.
Yeah.
Never joined that cult.
It's just a restaurant.
BJ's is maybe I'm thinking restaurant. Is it a restaurant?
Maybe you're thinking something else.
BJ's is a restaurant.
Well, never mind. I thought it was a what do you call it, club too?
BJ's is a restaurant. It is also a wholesale warehouse department store kind of deal, similar to Costco.
So I was right and wrong. Okay.
Now I'm telling you right now, here I know this from the top, that they're owned by separate people. Okay.
The two BJ's.
No, BJ's. Yeah, BJ's the restaurant and BJ's the wholesale department store. They're not owned by the same person. So your rewards card at a BJ's wholesale place is not going to do you any flipping good at BJ's the restaurant.
I love when
that sounds like a scam.
Evolves.
I'm telling you right now, brother, I went to BJ's the restaurant, whipped out my BJ's rewards card for the wholesale place, and they looked at me real new kind of funny. And I said, give me the table near the bar. And they said, sir, you can't come in here. And I said, why? And they said, because you don't have any pants on. And I said, what are you talking about?
I would wager you're not wearing pants right now.
You want to look at my junk?
We're not in the eroticism there.
No.
Dave, cut the feed.
I'm trying to load up this Cult Dal website, is what I'm trying to do.
You mentioned trying to find the password for Hunter Biden, and 4chan is now down, just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what kind of influence is happening.
They want it down. They want it down.
Sorry if it's 4channel down. 4channel.
It is. They're both down.
Really?
Wow.
You're welcome. Hey, y'all can come to Den.
Oh yeah, come on over here. There's less.
Oh,
weird
okay.
shit.
Cult
We have
Dal.
others posting now.
I thought maybe Cult Dal was down too, and I'm like, what's going on with the world right now?
Here's a way
Everything
to
we talk
break.
about goes away. Should I? shut
Oh
up?
my gosh, the prepper layer! I need it now.
Oh, that's right. We have a prepper layer now.
Yes, we do. We do.
Right,
We very
so-
do.
Just I'm gonna give you my base, just like first look impression of this website. I like two things. Okay.
That's a
I
start.
like token and I like smoke.
That's a cloud, but okay.
Yeah.
But what made the cloud?
Water vapor.
How do you know?
Science books
All right, fine.
that were written for me.
Look,
that I
tides
believed.
go in, tides go in, tides go out. You can't explain that.
Can't explain that.
So all I'm
Wait,
saying-
whoa! I thought we had an explanation for that.
Not according to
Bill
Bill
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. You don't.
Who?
Bill
Bill
O'Reilly?
We?
There's
Okay.
no way you've never.
You know,
seen
if
that.
you
I
don't
know
know
who Bill O'Reilly is, but you're trying to tell me that Bill O'Reilly doesn't have an explanation for.
Oh yeah,
time?
that was actually a point he made about. I forget what it was about,
It was with
but
Stephen
he was trying to
Colbert.
say that there are some things in this world that you just can't explain, and you have to accept that. The tides come in, the tides go out. You can't explain that. That's what he. This was a
He also
live
said that he
TV
didn't
interview.
know how.
Yeah,
He also said that that was the same. It was like magnets too, like magnets.
that
how
was
they work.
ICP. Come on,
No, it was not. That was also Bill O'Reilly.
I thought that was the insane clown posse. Come on,
What's that? No.
come on.
No.
They have a song.
Well, of course they do. They have a
There's a
song
song
about
about it.
everything.
You know, rather than ask Alexa or Google an answer, I'm just going to go to Captain Truth.
You know what?
420.
You probably get you may as well, because you never know what's real on the internet anymore.
May
They
as
could just take
well.
4chan down and change what the password was on the internet.
Look,
So-
I'm here to help. Okay. If you've got questions, I've got answers, brother. Okay. You don't even have to send me the Madero. Okay. I got my own Corona in the fridge right now. I don't need your Madero. So if you got a question, I got an answer. First of all, I want to tell you about magnets though. If you've got a second,
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
real.
yeah, it's a real thing.
they're real. Okay.
A lot
And
of
it's-
people think that. Well, go ahead.
It's because of the polarity of the earth, okay? All right. There's two giant magnets on the north and south ends of the
Oh
earth.
my god!
Okay. And that's what pulls them. If you think about a compass, that's what's controlling the compass. And that's how we know where's north. Because the north is magnetized, because there's a
Yeah,
giant magnet there.
I would imagine that's probably why the Earth spins too, because one of them's up there, kind of pointing this way, one of them's down here, kind of pointing that way, and they pull on each other, and so the Earth spins. Right?
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's close to the truth.
Getting somewhere.
You got
You know, the poles, the magnetic poles are flipping.
I do
It's
know
the
that. Yeah, I've
process of
seen that.
moving.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah,
fascinating.
I
They're
haven't
gonna
seen
flip. They're gonna meet somewhere in the Indian Ocean.
I haven't seen a lot about that, but I have seen, like I watch a couple of like really phenomenal like science update people that do just ungodly amount of work to make these videos every day, and it's something that I've seen them talk about too. It's like, here's something interesting, and yeah, one of them is I don't know if you know Anton, is it Petrov or something? Anyway, Anton has a show called What the Math.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah,
Good.
you said that.
You know, there's another one. I don't know what her name is. I watch her on YouTube. She's also a surfer, and she's in the like LA area,
I don't know.
and she's really good. She's a
I watch Anton, and I watch there's an astrophysicist who does a YouTube show, and I forget what her name is.
Yeah,
but
maybe that's
they're out
who
there.
we're probably talking about the same person.
I watch a YouTube
Juan,
channel.
Could be the same person. Yeah.
I watch this YouTube channel where a guy takes things that shouldn't be sausage and turns them into sausage?
No, that's
Yeah.
just
Name
that's
one.
Just ain't right. That
Name
just ain't
one.
right.
Yeah.
Name one what?
Thing that was turned into sausage on the show.
Oysters.
Oysters?
Oh God. Sour
Okay,
Patch
stop.
Kids.
Stop. You just offer the oyster sausage.
Sauerkraut?
It's a crowd I can get down with, but like,
No, I can't do
but
sauerkraut.
oysters? Oyster sausage
It was
is
bad looking. It didn't look good going through a grinder.
I've got 2 questions real quick.
Of course
made
you do.
yogurt a sausage, would that just be a go-gurt?
That's a go-gurt. You're right.
Now I want to know if
Right,
that's
it's a
been
go-gurt.
done.
It's a
No, it's more like a you know what I don't get? I mean, I
don't
get
eat
it.
the casing.
I get it because of starvation and hunger and needing to use all the parts of the animal and all that, but blood sausage though?
I don't get blood sausage.
I don't
It's
get
just
blood
not.
sausage.
It doesn't
No,
taste
just don't eat
good. It doesn't look good.
Some people love it. I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
Like you're eating a scab or like,
Are all
you know?
of you a fan of YouTube? Are all of you a fan of YouTube? It sounds like all of
I
you.
mean,
I am
Fan
not
of
a fan.
YouTube?
I'm a
Yes.
fan of the content on YouTube. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yes.
So you can check. I have a show. Okay, it's
Captain
on
Truth?
Vimeo. It's on Vimeo. I don't do YouTube bullshit.
Okay. Okay.
You go to Vimeo. Okay, Captain Truth 420. Blaze it, praise it, and get up and daze it. Okay, and I
.com?
talk
Vimeo?
on Vimeo. You can search it. You can dogpile that thing. Okay. Don't.
oh my
Google
God,
it.
dog pile.
Wow, I haven't heard that one in a while.
You don't Google it. You can dogpile it. Okay.
I think Dogpile's around still.
Is it? It probably just got eaten up by Google.
I don't know.
You're saying that like I don't know. Yeah, Dogpile's around. Okay. That's the only search engine I trust. All right. And you can tune into my show and you can enjoy the supple sounds of my voice talking about truth explosions. Okay. I don't talk about bombs. I talk about the aftermath of them. People talk about truth bombs. No, I talk about the future and what happens after.
Well, that was pretty powerful right there.
The
That
future
was, I
and
would
what
talk about
happens after.
bombs.
That's interesting because if a truth bomb is a truth bomb, it would imply, social things or like societal changes and revelations that would like make people mad at the truth, or change their life according to like
That's
what
the
they learned.
point. That's the
I
point
would
of
just
the
like
truth.
to welcome to our show the NSA because we've mentioned Biden, bomb, truth,
Yeah,
red pill,
4chan.
4chan.
Oh my God! You even
Wait,
Cold
specified
down,
which
cold down.
one.
So
Colt,
everybody there to
shave half your face.
Yeah.
Colt and
Go
Revolt.
shave half
Yeah,
your face and come back.
Colton Revolt.
No,
Go shave half your face.
that's so
and come
funny.
back.
Yeah.
no, no, not
Yeah, they're listening to us and they're just like, really what's going on is they don't know what's going on. And so they're listening to us and they're like, whatever they talk about, shut it down. Just go shut it down. And because obviously they know what
Record
they're
it.
talking about.
We need to figure it out.
Wait. I can fix this. Snowden, you're a traitor.
Oh, we're
Oh,
fine.
okay. Now we're good.
We're good.
Now we're
We're
good.
good.
Yeah.
We're good.
They just played the national anthem in the background. We're fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Phew.
We're
Ask
moving
you guys
on.
a
We're
question.
moving on.
Speaking of Snowden, wouldn't it be great to
Yes.
have Snowden on this show?
I
I
don't
read,
think
it'd be awesome.
like I don't think we can get him, but it's not impossible. Have you ever read his autobiography?
No.
It is interesting. It is very
Oh.
interesting.
Intelligent man.
He is, yeah. Especially the part where when he was stationed in Hawaii, he worked in obviously high security areas and stuff. And it's interesting to read him talk about how exactly he did his extraction and how exactly he hid what he was doing from people, and in many cases didn't. Like literally, he had to figure out how to get machines. So it's a very secure environment, and he had to figure out how to get access to a network on a different computer that wasn't his workstation or whatever, when the network is locked down, to only allow the MAC addresses and stuff from particular machines to even try to access it, right?
Wow.
So
That was his buddy, right? Next to him?
Even better, he couldn't get anybody else involved. He can't endanger another person. He can't compromise himself by telling somebody what he's doing. So what do you do except go to the garbage pile? It is it's the age-old strategy that hackers know and love. Is you go to the garbage pile, and this garbage pile was in a secure area because it was secure garbage, but they had upgraded machines and they had a bunch of old shitty desktop computers that they were cycling out. So these old desktop computers were registered on the network. So he went and got one or some of the old computers, and he used those to access the networks so that he could extract stuff. And then the way he got it out was he always had a Rubik's cube that he was Rubik's cube, and he put a micro SD card inside one of the squares. And two things. So the computers, he had to go get them and relocate them and put them somewhere, right? So that's a very obvious, overt thing. And he said at one point, one of his supervisors even asked him, "What are you doing with all those old computers?" And he said something to the effect of, hacking into the network. Yeah. Just being funny about it so that he would diffuse the situation, which worked. And then the Rubik's Cube thing, the security guard going in. They
were so used to him with the Rubik's Cube, right?
Yeah. And at one point, security was like, "Hey, let me see that thing." And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And he threw it to him. And the guy was like playing with it and he couldn't figure it out. He's like, "I don't know how you figure these things out." And he gave it back to him.
Yeah, that's how he got it.
I was like, holy shit, this is great. It's a good read. It's a good book. You should check it out.
Is there an audio book of it? There's got to be. I'm
sure.
damn
I don't know.
terrible at reading words on paper.
But I resonated with him a lot in that book because I don't know, just his thought process. And like, wow, okay. This isn't somebody who just was like as much as I understand what, for example, Manning did, wasn't the same thing at all.
Not at all.
Manning had issues with supervisors and wanted to get people back and show them, and that kind of thing, and did legitimately expose war crimes by the U.S. That's true, but the motive wasn't as righteous. You know what I mean? It was very selfish in my opinion, and went on to gloat about it. And that's how at the time, Bradley Manning, who was born, I think in 1987 or 1980 something, used the handle Bradass87 or whatever his birth year was to go online and talk to somebody about how he had all this like stuff he had stolen from, top secret, yada, yada. So it's weird, like reading different stories from different people that did similar shit. You see completely different motivations and histories and stuff like that. So anyway, that would be my prize guest, would be to dial in.
Have you, people have asked you like that question, hey, of all the people in the world or in history, who would you want to sit down and have dinner with or something like that? Eric Snowden is definitely in my top 10.
Eric?
Yeah, I mean, Snowden. Yeah. I would love to sit down and have dinner with him and talk about, but as time as, Trump should have pardoned him. Two, in my opinion, but two, I do get it where other people say no, he should have ran it up the flagpole. There were different channels. No. When the NSA and testifies before Congress and lies, you can't run it up the flagpole.
Right, and that's something I sympathize with people that hold that opinion that he should have followed the chain of command, and there was processes for that yada yada, but. You have to. I worked in it was called TSSCI, so it's top secret / secret compartmented information, and I was one of the two people that had the SCI out of the 5 or 6 people in my department who all had TS, and there's just a lot that isn't understood unless you work in those environments, right? And one of those things is it shouldn't be this way, but there's fear in the community of even seeing a talk therapist because you could lose your clearance, lose your job, that kind of thing. So there isn't really an environment to do any of that. And I think, unless he's lying, I think you said in his book that he did start to bring this up the chain of command. And he did start to try that, but it didn't go anywhere. And it was just kind of snuffed out. So
Captain Truth. Next week, can you bring Snowden on?
You got his number, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So me, Snowden, and Manning. Okay. We have a weekly poker game. A lot of people don't know this. It is not Bradley Manning, that guy's a little piece of shit. It's Peyton and Eli Manning.
Because they can afford your game. They can afford the table stakes. I got you.
Shit.
We've got a
hilarious.
weekly online poker game. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a good one. Blinds are 10, bets are 20. It's a pretty high stakes poker game. Okay.
I win. All black.
Yeah. Right. All black.
It's pretty good. Okay. So I'll ask him. I'll ask him next time I see him, brother.
No
and
problem.
maybe he doesn't want to, and that's fine. No pressure. But
Just
give
let
it a
him know
shot.
he's would be warmly invited.
Yeah, get Peyton and Edward over here.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, you
can I
said
ask
that,
you
right?
something though? I am for I am.
Yes. Yes.
You haven't moved or drank your coffee since I've been on the show,
Lightning fast, my friend. Lightning fast.
and you haven't stopped grinning. And that's okay.
I
don't
always.
know if you're happy or
When I
defeated.
sleep, I'm grinning.
Well, that's because really, you don't see his ring finger or pinky finger. Really, everything is a soundboard. He just has all these pre-recorded responses, and he just hits a button on the soundboard. And it's really good. Honestly, it's like impressive.
All right, so I know you
Holy
never
crap.
charge for these things, but can I give you some advice? That seems like
Sure.
a lot of work for a morning coffee show. Just talk.
Mm.
You don't need a bunch of pre-recorded
He
things.
is so dedicated to his privacy that he's not willing to do that. He just has to pre-record all of his answers, and it's a brilliant process, to be honest.
There are enough clues in that picture to determine who I am.
Yeah,
I
like
am.
literally, that's him. He's Howard. Is that it? Yeah.
It's Harold.
Yeah.
Harold, yeah.
What is my name? What is my name, Dave?
His name is Hide the Pain Harold.
Hide the what?
His name is Hide the Pain Harold.
Hide the pain,
Oh,
Harold.
okay. Okay. So my name is Hide the Pain Harold. Never knew my name. Never
Never
knew.
knew it. It's his new name. I also
Yeah.
love I love the touch of the beach out the window still.
Yeah, that's my picture. You know that I took. Well, I mean that is my beach window. Yeah.
His legs are right out of that window.
So hey, let's
Wow, we've
That's
been
a South
let's
Padre.
move-
That's South Padre Island, by the way.
let's do let's break hard into the next question. What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah. Break.
Cool. So the answer to this one is yes. We can vote.
Okay, next question.
We can invest into that.
an hour
Next
later.
question.
Yes.
Is the new coffee with Den layer also going to be a DAO? Yes.
Yeah.
And can we make a shitcoin to operate within that layer? Potentially, but I'm not interested. But maybe, because if it's a DAO, I don't get to say. It's the group effort here with the votes. Maybe even a BSC tax token. I hate reflection tokens. For example, takes 10% tax when it goes back to content creators and layer owners. So we can do that. It's a lot of work. Cost money. We'd have some custom integrations. We could use any external token instead of lot for governance. Even we could use an NFT or a fungible. So yeah, the answer is yeah, you can do all that. But what would and also, you know what, these two together, the problem I have with it is, for example, with Cult DAO investing, what would that look like? Okay, let's say the show receives X matter per week as rewards overall. That could go, we could take that and we could swap it into Cult, for example, to invest in Cult. That would be a net negative for the Den economy, right? Because now you have a source of selling, only selling. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So reluctant to introduce that. But you could then, on the flip side, if that investment worked out, you could then take the gains and reinvest it back into Matter and actually pay out more than what the rewards could have been. So that's an interesting thought, right?
Yeah.
And then this question here is similar. It's like, okay, yeah, we could, for example, Den is on Dragon Chain, and Dragon Chain does have a BSC interchain. And so we could do a BSC token where it interacts some way with the content creators and things like that, right? But again, like if you want to pay for that integration, sure. But I just, there's dev hours and there's work needing to be done with that, and I don't have any devs. So interesting idea. I think they're related in that how can we take the rewards and somehow find a way to magnify them, right? How do you magnify the rewards, even if it takes some extra work? So that's something we should definitely talk about more in the opening of the new layer. We can have conversations in there. Since the whole layer will be this show, we can have maybe these questions, or you can post them over there and we can open up a discussion to see how exactly that would work, right? So that's my thoughts on that. And then I'm going to tip these two out while I get y'all's thoughts on those two things.
Yeah.
If you have any, no pressure. You know what I don't like is after I tip, it goes back up to the top again. What the heck? So tip. See, I'll go 5 and I'll tip and it'll be like, ta-da! Now you're back not where you want to be.
Huh.
Yeah. So I'm sure that can change.
That's memory on the placeholder.
Let's see.
I don't know where you started.
Or you can I would prefer it to be like voting, where it just doesn't go away. It just
I got you.
It just puts it there, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's the final question is craft beer won both lore and total votes. Does the second winner go to the number 2, and if what category is chosen?
When I was looking at it last night, I was thinking the same question, and I don't know the answer.
Here's the answer. The answer is, if you look at the last Den.Social, here, let's bring it up. Governance, Den.Social, winners in the LCP, who's going to win? Number 1 by unique count and number 5 and 13 by lore. So it did not actually win both, because number 1 is not a winner in the lore category. Only 5 and 13 are. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if you go to the LCP, you'll see that it takes a moment to load, and then unique voters, craft beer, first place. That's why it's blue, right? In lore, it's also blue in first place, but not because it won in this category, but because it won in this category, right? The winners will remain blue no matter what list they're in.
Right.
So the real winners in the lore category is not number 1, but number 5 and number 13. So there's the answer to that. The reason for that is exactly what you were talking about, the confusion about what happens if something wins in both categories. In the beginning, that is how it was. It was like the number 1, the top by unique voters and the top by lore. And then every single time for like 3 months, I remember the same damn thing won both categories. So you didn't get 2, you just got 1. And so then it changed. Yeah, no, then it was changed. And so it's better now.
Is modern man like men going their own way?
See, we were talking about that at the top of the show. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard you talking about it.
I gotta expand it and see. Let's find out what is okay. So I have my wager. I think it's a hoity-toity male fashion layer. That's my read. Because I haven't actually looked at the description. I don't think.
I'm thinking it's more along the line. I'm thinking it's more along the lines staying single and.
Oh, okay.
Men going their own way.
Going your own way. Interesting.
Okay, so I just brave searched it.
No. Wait, Captain Truth.
Okay. I have. Oh, Captain Truth. Yes.
What do you think?
All knowing Captain Truth.
Cyborgs.
Modern, very modern.
It's about
the transhuman man.
Integrating technology into people.
I like it.
Modern man. Okay.
I would do that.
A modem to you. Okay.
People are scared of getting chipped. I'm for it. Let's do it. All right. So what does the internet say? What does the Brave search say?
I looked away and it says, let's see here. British English.
I think that's a band.
No.
All right. So let's see what it is in the context of this layer.
Yeah.
All right. A go-to place for the trendy man. Hey, where a place where men or women can vote on latest men's fashions and share info on men's essentials. I probably read this before, and that's why I thought it was this. Types of content: men's seasonal fashion, what's in, what's coming, men accessories, essentials, all the latest gear for the modern man.
I'm going to post my fanny packs. I'm going to take pictures of my fanny packs.
Oh man,
I'm going to post them here, dude.
Me too. Right. I'm going to fanny pack. I got to get a new one. I got a broken zipper. Day one, it broke. That's why it was probably in the what do you call it? The outlet stores. Yeah, they send faulty products. So the expected audience is anyone who has tried something new and loved it can share it. Users can share products from men that work or don't. Styles, that's cool. Reviews like, hey, don't buy this, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Styles that project who you are. Well, it could be dangerous. These are this is where any guy that is looking for proven products approved by other men and women would seek advice. Plans: use the voting power on products we already use and finding what others are already hip to, and what does the future look like to you? Sophisticated and well put together. Razors, beard oils, gadgets.
You were correct.
Shades, that hat.
Yes, I'm thinking, okay, is that a cashmere sweater he's wearing? Is it his bathrobe or is it a hoodie?
It's a cashmere bathrobe.
I would buy
bathrobe hoodie.
Bathrobe.
Can't you not get cashmere wet for some reason? Is that true?
It is terrible. It shrinks immediately.
Probably not a bad cashmere robe would be hilarious then.
I had a couple of really nice cashmere sweaters once.
Yeah.
Is that what you're wearing? Are you wearing a cashmere robe with a hoodie?
This is a cashmere button-up robe for the modest man that doesn't want things just flopping out willy-nilly while they're in a robe.
The modest man. Modest.
Yeah. Okay.
Modest man.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, in my time zone, it's 4:20 a.m.
Only.
So I'm just starting my day.
That's the time zone that you live in, 4:20.
Yeah, 4:20 a.m. Not
it's where it's 4:20 there. It just always is.
4:20 a.m.
Oh, 4:20 somewhere.
Really close to the 5 o'clock time zone.
I have a clock in my house that's always set to 4:20, and it's because it was ticking. And I have another clock that also ticks. So they were ticking at like separate. It was awful. So I just took the batteries out of that one, and I was like, I guess I can make a stoner joke. Might as well.
Yeah.
The gravity crap. Is it 4:20 a.m. or p.m. that it's set to?
Depends on if it's an analog clock. Maybe you just
have an analog clock, so it's just set to 4:20.
Okay, because a lot of people kind of get excited about 4:20, and
clock.
I'm all about 4:20 in the morning, though.
Why?
Starting your day the right way, brother.
Yeah. I can see that.
Early in the morning.
I can see that. At 4:20, yeah, actually, I can see it because if I get up let's say I get up at 4, so I can prepare. And then let's smoke a little weed at 4:20 a.m. By the time it's time to roll around to like when people are really getting up, like I'm not stoned so much anymore, and I can just go about my day. But I'm prepared.
You're mentally ready to deal with it all.
Yeah. Now I'll get tired sooner, but.
And the 4:20 a.m. lifestyle isn't really about smoking weed. I'm gonna let you know right now, brother. It's more about just starting your day, the best day, in the best way. Okay, if waking up and hitting a little toke of the devil's lettuce is what you want, then go for it. If waking up in the morning and snorting a big line of hash browns, get it done. Okay, if you like to wake up in the morning, swim 14 laps in the local swimming pool
before it opens,
and then go feed the ducks, okay, that shouldn't be an issue, Mr. Policeman. Okay, I understand you're not an actual cop. You're just a security guard doing your job. But you know what? Sometimes I just want to wake up and swim 14 laps and then go feed some fucking ducks.
You reminded me a little bit of Walter beating up somebody's Corvette out front. This is what happens. And if you watch the TV version, this is what happens when you, what is it? When you lose a friend in the Alps. Right? They had to censor it. And this is what happens when you lose a friend in the Alps. I was just watching The Big Lebowski recently, so I had Walter on the mind.
It's such a good movie.
Well, here's the one I'm excited about. Modern
Which
man,
one? Prep.
yeah, modern man's great and all, but I don't know. I'm not into fashion. Obviously, I wear Fallout Shelter shirts and things like that.
I'm going to combine the two. Modern man and preppers.
Yeah.
The modern prepper.
The modern prepper. The swanky prepper.
Can I ask you?
Swanky prepper.
I think that's what I'm wearing, okay? I am prepped for anything that could happen with my cashmere bathrobe. It's formal, yet it does a great job of keeping you dry and getting out of the shower. It's easy to put on. I've got my hat that's great for any occasion, okay? You can go to church in this hat, or you could go to a funeral.
It goes all the way
Or you
around
go to
too. Like you
business
wear it in the
only.
rain. You can
What?
keep it
Wear it
goes all
the
the way
rain.
around like an umbrella, so it helps with the rain.
Yeah.
Hey, radiation fallout. It's not going to affect your hair. You won't lose your hair. You won't go bald.
Look, you're hearing it, okay? I'm prepped for any occasion in a modern, sophisticated way, okay? I've got half my face is formal, half my face isn't, okay? I am here.
It's like the mullet of facial hair. If I look this way, I'm ready for business. If I look this way, I'm ready to have a beard.
Party on
Here
the
you
left,
have a beard.
business on the right. That's what I am.
Oh man, I wish I could send you guys a picture. I'm so tempted.
I love that John, I feel like, was just shaving this morning and was like, screw it, I'll be on the show.
Who's John?
I don't know who John is, but I just know this guy. He reminds me of you.
Yeah, he just doxed I am for I am. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
What? Huh?
My
I'm
name's
sorry. I was
obviously
trying to
John,
look at
though.
my picture.
What is the prepper's lair? We read the modern man one. Let's read at least half of this. So
Cool.
a preppers and survivalist community where members can learn and share helpful information to improve their disaster preparedness. Types of content. Text, images, and videos. Yeah, no shit. Oh, relating to disaster preparedness. Expected content may include reviews on camping gear, firearms, and self-defense, stockpiling. There may be tips and advice on building a bug-out bag, a get-home bag, everyday carry bags, aka a fanny pack, inch bags, and so on. What's an inch bag? Anybody know?
Inch bag?
Yeah, it's an acronym.
I don't know what an inch bag.
All right. Well, I'm going to close out Cult Dow and look for inch bag. Inch bag.
Sounds like a really good insult.
Prepper thing. Inch. Complete inch bag list. Well, let's find out from Persurvive. Oh, it's like persevere. All right. Breaking down your inch bag essentials.
Are you in?
Imagine what it would be. What is an inch bag? Yay. I'm never coming home.
See,
home.
I'm never coming home. Oh, I see. I just have the bug out bag. That's all.
That's the same
We
thing.
each have a bug out bag. Yeah.
All right.
I get it because it's the bug out bag to get the other property or your safe place, or it's the bug out bag to get you home. It's a bug out bag that because you live in the city and you want to leave, so you're never coming home. I get it. I guess I just call them the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I can see the bug out bag depending on your plans, right? This is something that could be discussed in the prepper's layer because you could have a bug out bag for emergencies where you don't have time to get your shit together, But the bug out bag is only so you can get to your get home bag.
Yeah.
So that you can get back home.
Yeah.
I'm
lost. I'm lost.
First aid training, self-defense, health and fitness. Health and fitness is very important with prepping.
Huge, man.
Like if you don't have doctors and medical care so available anymore, you probably
dental work. You want to get all your dental work done ahead of time.
Yeah, man. This is why I'm such a big Vermin Supreme fan. I don't know if you know Vermin, but he has a platform, I think in New Hampshire. He runs every year for president. And his platform is free ponies for everyone and dental hygiene. Everyone brush their teeth.
Is this the boothead party guy?
Yeah.
Oh, good old
the guy wears a boot on his head. Yeah.
Yep.
He used to be part of our weekly poker game.
But
what happened to him?
His internet got turned off. They actually did suspend him from Twitter.
Oh, poor Vernon.
Such an outspoken person.
He had family reasons that he couldn't attend anymore. I think their nightly, weekly dinner was that day it got moved to. So,
Okay, family comes first.
Yeah.
I love the expected audience here. Anybody who had trouble finding toilet paper during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Wait, hold on. Shouldn't the expected audience be anybody that didn't have trouble finding toilet paper? Like, I don't think
Oh,
preppers.
good point. No, we already had it. We didn't. It was fine.
Yeah.
I had already had a large stack
Or
in the
that know
garage.
how to find it. Like,
Cool. And then let's see. Crypto enthusiasts are already accustomed to looking ahead, forecasting, and building the future. This layer would be a place where they could showcase their foresight and experience. Pics of crypto purchased bunkers are highly encouraged.
Crypto purchased bunkers.
Yeah. So if you wanted to use your
maps included. No, just kidding.
yeah. So if you want to use your Mandaro to anonymously purchase a
Your Mandaro,
a bunker.
No, this is
then-
an anonymous posting, thing. Yeah.
Can you
I think
hire a
anon optional is definitely that's a shoe in.
Can you hire a company to just build you a bunker?
Yeah,
Absolutely. There's a company in Texas called Atlas Shelters.
Atlas.
Really good. Top of the line.
Don't they have a YouTube channel
Yes.
where they pick apart other people's crappy shelters?
No, there's a competitor that has that supposedly, I got to be careful what I say, builds crappy shelters. And so he's comparing his shelter. He gets a phone call. It's Atlas. There you go. It's that one right there.
Here.
Yeah, this is the guy I was thinking it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, that guy. This is the guy. He's a solid person.
Dave
I really like him.
immediately.
Hit the bell. Bing.
I like this guy. He's really good. His place just got firebombed not too long ago.
Did it really?
Talk about like processing food plants and all these different things going. Yeah, he got his place got firebombed.
Like
Holy
by
shit.
some random person in the world?
I don't know who they know, but it was bad enough that the ATF was there too, checking it out to determine.
Really?
Yeah.
Now Dave's super interested.
This guy is really. This guy, I really like this guy. He's very wholesome, very awesome. He's just good people.
Yeah, he seems like a fairly nice guy.
All right. So what do we do? We got some culvert. So we got some big culvert things. What are those called? The things they put
culverts.
Yeah.
They're culverts.
And then we have welded a wall and a door on one side with a hatch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the
And then
hatch
you
is
gotta-
going into. Oh, I see what they're doing
It's
there.
a
Yeah, he's
medium
standing on
of a
top of the hallway.
Right. Well, he's standing actually on top of the steps that are going to go into it, so because it's all going to get buried.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
buried.
I think where all the
And
nastiness from your feet and stuff are supposed to go when you go in or whatever.
yeah.
And
attached-
then they have an air circulation system, so that if the air becomes toxic or whatever,
You know what? I'd have to look at the full build and stuff and see like how many escape hatches there are, because I've seen people bury a shipping container and then like make it into a cool little house. But
Yeah,
I
it's not
feel
a good
like that's
idea.
a death trap.
It is. They collapse. They're not made to hold the weight from their sides.
Oh,
From
that's
the
why
top.
you have the round.
They're only on the corner. Yeah.
That's why you have the round culverts. That makes a lot of sense.
Right. And then
And
the other
also,
point of
like-
the culverts is because of the ground seepage of water, the water table or something coming up, and you've got to make sure that you have you're not getting a lot of moisture in there, and that's what the problem is with some of these other people that are building these things. They don't have good seals. They don't have good air filtration systems.
Yeah, the air
And I think
filtration
Atlas
thing that bugs
top
me.
of
It's
the
like
mill.
dying a slow carbon monoxide death or something. Like that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Or if there's a fire, right?
Right.
Like and
Atlas.
the one
this
entrance
boy,
is closed off.
Atlas is like top of the line. This is the best you're going to get right here.
Cool,
This is
very
cool.
cool.
I want to.
Oh yeah, they don't just have dirt; they got gravel.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know.
Dave, let's get a
Cool.
shelter. We can play
Yeah.
Fallout in the shelter.
Yeah, we can't do it in Florida though. That's true. We can't do it in Florida because it'll
Yeah.
just it'll just float.
It'll
The
just
water
become.
table.
Yeah, it'll be bad.
The water table thing. It'll just pop out of the ground during a hurricane, like
You
graves
should-
in New Orleans.
Yeah. Fast forward so you can see the inside of this thing.
All right.
Hopefully, and maybe this is still just a build. There's one of your hatches.
There we go. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. All right, he's gonna walk in it. Let's walk in it. let's do this. Let's walk in it quickly. All
That's
right.
like your air filtration system and your
Oh,
power
yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
Those are gas tight doors.
Yeah.
If you were to fart, what would happen?
You could reuse the methane for fuel. Well, yeah, it looks nice and finished. Oh, and this is the okay,
Oh
cool.
my god!
And, now
Comes
you
with
get to see the.
Storage.
There you go. Now you're
All
starting
right,
to see it.
half
And
a
now the
million.
floor. Remember, it's a culvert, so the floor opens up for additional storage.
Yeah, you've got
I
a
was
false deck.
wondering that.
You got a false deck in the floor. That's awesome. We had
Mhm.
false decks in the Navy in the equipment rooms, right? You would walk,
Mhm.
you would step up, you would go inside, then you would step up like a half a foot or more, like maybe 10 inches or
This is
something.
bigger than my apartment.
Yeah.
And then we
There's
would
your-
hide shit under there.
Yeah. There's your air filtration system. Like the best are like from Switzerland or Sweden or something like that. Those are they're really good.
We had
There's another
charcoal
exit hatch right
filters
there.
on the ship. We had charcoal filters. We had
Mhm.
because it was like chemical, radiological, biological filters. So
Mhm.
like CRB, I guess. We had big like tube charcoal filters, which is pretty cool. And then the whole thing was pressurized, right? So you had airlocks.
Yeah.
So it was positive pressure, so that if there was any pinhole leak, they would push air out, right? And you wouldn't get anything coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is yeah.
And then they have a hand crank on the air filtration system. So if you didn't have power or whatever, and
Okay.
these monitors that tell you where your carbon monoxide levels are getting too high or whatever, whatever it is.
Yeah, this is great, and this is just like one of the two tubes.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
No, that's the
There's
second
so
tube there.
much space.
Yeah. See,
Who's
those
gonna-
are bunks.
Yeah.
There's also yeah.
Now I want to play Fallout.
Backup computers and electronics. I would like that for my primary computers and electronics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're building a Fallout shelter now.
I don't know if I have the time to build this, but we could start a show in our own lair and earn a bunch of money through the community, and then use that to maybe buy a community shelter and give only lot holders get the coordinates just in
This
case.
is how we become Vault Tech.
Yeah, this is the vault. This is where Vault
This is
Tech
how we
begins.
become Vault Tech.
I like these guys. Atlas.
That's
Well,
dope.
that was
Really good.
cool.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Do you
Boom,
think they Airbnb it out?
They should. Well, no, you can't, because if you do that,
Then
everyone
everyone
knows where it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's
Well, yeah. Well, after they pay you, you just kill them.
I mean, that's how it used to go. Yeah. Can you imagine, like, knowing that as soon as you get done building something, that's it for you? Like, just full and well knowing that, like, your job is to build this and then be murdered so that you don't know anything about it. Because that used to be the way shit went back in the day.
In which back in the day?
Well, as recently as the big war, where there were secret facilities being built.
Oh,
that
okay,
kind
of course.
By like prisoners of war and slave labor and things like that.
One of the ways to keep morale up is you generally don't tell them you're going to kill them when it's done.
Yeah. But then there's signs.
Bomb shelter people have a real hiring problem. We just can't retain our employees. We don't know why, but they turn over. Also, just disappear.
The turnover rate is insane. Yeah.
It's a no call, no show all the time after we finish one of these things.
Oh my god.
So craft beer is the other layer that won. And this layer will celebrate craft beer far and wide. Good.
I do love me some good beer.
I've seen some interesting recipes. I'd love to see like what people come up with. Like, beer that's made out of whatever that weed in the yard was, that I'd never seen before popped up. We made beer out of it. I've seen one call for a whole chicken.
Oh, that doesn't sound.
Yeah,
chicken beer.
A chicken.
Chicken beer.
There's a recipe that calls for a chicken to go in the fermentation process. Not even the brew.
I don't know.
Not even the heated brew part. Like throw it in the fermentation. that kind of thing.
Dave
Fuck
once
that.
tried to teach a class of Dave tried once to teach a class of 70 plus in age, I would say. Like age-wise, 70 plus year old people had to brew beer.
Did I?
You remember that?
No.
We were doing really? We were doing
I remember teaching Excel, like Word.
It was that same general thing. We were doing
Yeah.
like a different. We were trying to do different types of things and like teach not just computer stuff but other things. And you're just like, let's learn how to make beer. And like all the guys were like, oh, that's cool. And half the ladies were just like, I wanted to learn about Excel. I just remember that.
Well, no, the ladies should say, you know what? Yeah, my husband should learn this. We could save some money by just making it ourselves.
I remember you and Brian made beer.
It was terrible. I remember that batch. I remember that batch we made because we didn't have the right shit. So we were just like, well, what's also got sugar in it?
Oh, that's right. It
like,
was not.
Like, what do you so we had an experiment where we wanted to brew some beer, but we didn't want to take any time to get the right ingredients. We just wanted to do it that day. And so we were like, well, we don't have any malt. I usually have malt concentrate stuff, so I don't have to do it myself. And so we ended up, what did we get? It was like, it was fucking molasses. We tried molasses. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. Oh, it was terrible. And then we used city water, like Gainesville water.
Oh, God.
We didn't even use like clean water. We used whatever the drinking water that comes out of the tap in Gainesville, which you can smell. Like if you make it's terrible here.
God.
If you make ice out of it,
It's really
when
bad.
you pull the ice out, like the cubes smell like these chemicals and
They
stuff.
smell like chlorine, 100%. It smells like you just went inside to a pool.
And that's our drinking water. That's our tap water, and we're in Florida. There's springs everywhere, So I don't know.
Every single one of us in this city has something on our sink to filter water.
Yeah, I do for sure. I got an RO. I got a reverse osmosis with a remineralizer. Hard to say.
I got this big tall black thing that I screw to the sink and it works fine.
Yeah, gotta have something. So expected audience: beer lovers and alcoholics, independent brewery patrons, brewmasters. I would love to get like Hogtown Brewery, like some of the local.
We got a lot of breweries around here. Swamphead.
How do you pitch that? How do you walk in? How do you cold call somebody who has a brewing business that sells to craft brew home brewers and say, hey, we got this new forum. I know you've got one already, but how do we get you to use ours? Because these people all have their own forums. Preppers. I know a guy really into prepping in the prepper forums, has, knows people there. And I'm like, how do we get that community to try out the preppers layer, So what's the pitch on that? Because I'd love to know. Captain Truth.
There you go.
Sounds like we need the answer to something here. Are you still
Who
there?
shot JFK?
Wait, I think. Oh no, he isn't. Okay, I thought he was
God.
frozen. Yeah,
I couldn't tell if he was just a picture of himself.
Yeah. So
wait.
How do you get people to try something out if they already have something that they feel like is working fine for them? Because a lot of times, it is because like they've been there so long where it's like all my friends are here and it just works. Like Facebook works fine for people, that kind of thing. So how do you
get the anti-dare thing?
What's the answer there? What's the answer to onboarding and getting people to jump ship from? Yeah. What's the answer to adoption?
Okay.
Not with humans, but like adopting a piece of technology.
I'm telling you right now, it's similar.
All right.
Okay.
Long, complicated process. What?
No, you got to make them feel like they're family.
Okay.
Why do you think I call everybody brother? Okay.
Okay.
You got to get people to feel like they're part of your community and part of your family. That's how that quote tricked me a long time ago.
Never knew a Slim Jim.
They told me it was about a brotherhood, but in reality, it was about just drinking beer and trying to hook up with ladies. And I want to know about the afterlife. So right now, if you want people to join your community, you got to make them feel like they're family. Okay? If you want these local breweries to come and participate in your stuff, look, first of all, people like to talk about things they're passionate about, so they'll show up, but you got to get them to stay by making them feel like what they're saying is important and heard and makes a difference, and like they're a valued member of the family of Den.
That's a good point, actually, because not that I'm surprised. You've got plenty of good points, but Like the one of the reasons I was sort of like not showing off the Den app when it first came out was like, or Den itself was because like we don't have a lot of things that people are going to expect, and so it's one thing to get people to come here and check it out. It's another thing entirely to get people to like it and stick around and be like, oh, there's something here for me. And especially if you get people that first impression, and this is what I was afraid of a year ago, right? Not anymore, but that first impression is like if it's bullshit for them, they're never going to look at it again. Even after you've spent years like completing the platform and adding features that weren't there and listening to feedback and changing things with, the community, a lot of people that looked at it one time in the beginning are just going to be like, oh yeah, I looked at that thing a while back and it's not for me, even if it's completely different now. So I don't want to run people off, that kind of thing. Right, but yeah, making them feel like they're family, like with the DAO, and this is where I've got to stop with the certain vocabulary, because it's the same thing as Captain Truth is talking about. We're making people feel like family. You're involved into the process. Like with a DAO, literally everyone is involved with building the thing. You know what I mean? And if you don't like something, you can directly change that. You know what I mean? If you have been participating enough to have the tokens and the rewards and all that stuff, you can use those to influence the platform. So I don't know how to say that in a way that's like, oh yeah, maybe this is the way to say it. Is to say you join Den, you're part of the Den family, and you're the navigator or something, that kind of thing. We're on a road trip together, and you're reading the map and telling us where to go.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, Zucker used to be part of our weekly poker game.
God damn it!
Okay.
Best water cooled computer.
But he had Zucker bucks, and they weren't worth anything.
He stopped coming. He stopped coming because he was a bit of a Zucker, and he was losing a lot. Okay, because a computer can't read us. Okay, hence why half my face is shaved. Okay, computer can't read my tells. All right, so he was losing. But if you think about Zuckerbook,
because he's a computer. Because he couldn't read. If he was human, he might have been able to read the tells.
It feels like a giant family photo album when you log in, right? It's a picture with a caption and words and love and all about community and being together. And Den, I love, Den's got some things going for it, but does this feel like a fucking family photo album to you?
Yeah, look.
Oh my God, I forgot that's still there.
Look at that family. Well, this is what I'm saying is like, I was hoping.
I'm locked up. I can't.
I was
see
hoping
anything.
For let's actually go to a different one. Let's go to GNU Linux. Where is it? Wait. GNU. Here we go. I was hoping. So for one, I hate this banner that I put up there.
I feel like
I was hoping
there was probably something better.
There's probably something better there, right? So I was hoping.
That looks like a cult to me. That looks like the goat cult or something. I don't know.
So I put this up because I did like it better than the previous one, which was a business card that was awkward. And I don't like embarrassing people and like flaunting things that they did decades ago and being like, ha ha, you. So
it was like a year and a half ago.
No, I don't think so.
It wasn't. All right.
I'll have to go see. But besides not wanting to like shame people, especially our glorious icon,
oh my God.
I put this up there, which I also hated. But I thought, well, at least it's not shaming somebody, and but I was hoping that somebody would hate it enough to do a different one, to try a new one up there, and that's never happened yet. Right? Because like everything on this website, if you don't like it, you can change it, especially the artwork. Right? So I've got my Manjaro install here, and I've got a bunch of new tools that I haven't used before. So I'll probably take a crack at it. And there's probably a lot of Creative Commons, open source graphics. I was talking to Joe a little bit about it. Like, what do we do? Because he's a Linux guy. And he was like, I don't know, try some. I bet there's a bunch of Creative Commons stuff that you could just drop right in, which is a great idea. So I'll go look for some of that. But getting people to understand, without it being complicated, getting people to understand that if you don't like that, you personally can go make a new one and then put it there. and then we just have to say, yep, that's fine, right?
See, that's a mentality that's kind of hard to get into when it's been so long of, just admins deal with all this stuff and
Yeah.
people don't have the ability to deal with it. Most people don't even think about it.
That they have any power at all.
That they have any power whatsoever, which is terrifying in a way.
Yeah. What do you mean I have residency over my own
I can do
community
things
or something or whatever? No, maybe that's the wrong
I
word.
can change this weird Tux GNU hybrid.
I don't hate the Tux GNU hybrid.
I kind of love him now. He was terrifying at first.
I hated him at first, but he grew on me.
Yeah. It's his creepy beard that grew on me, I think.
So last little point about it. If you're in a family, right, and you do something cool, we all kind of like praise and celebrate that thing, right? Now, if somebody were to come in here real quick, brother, and change the background, what incentive do they have besides putting hours of work into Adobe Photoshop to create something fucking cool, only to be replaced by a drowsy cow with a reference to a movie? Interesting.
Well, I like where you're going. Because we definitely have not, although we've discussed it, we have not included the governance into the incentives and the economic structure.
I was going to say, I still 100% think that like governance votes, proposing anything governance related, participation should have.
It even is the opposite. It costs you to propose something just to get rid of people that might spam proposals. You have to spend 50 energy. I think the most you spend on a post, the mostest on a postist, would be if I subscribe to this, first of all, if I post, it's 5 energy. And then if I add an image, I don't know what's on this computer. I just installed it. Put the this thing in here, right? Put an image and I open that. Then it's 8 energy. So the most is 8 energy, right? I don't know what a video is, but then a GI is a governance issue is 50, right? So it's like the most expensive energy spendage. So it actually costs you to do it. But what you do get is to build the community that you want to be in. And that's the kind of the point of that. If that makes sense, right? It's more abstract and it's not a direct reward incentive, but the ability to do that in itself, I think, is unique and special, but it doesn't mean it couldn't be improved.
But if people also aren't voting and engaged in the community already, it's hard to like get back into it.
Speaking of, let's go to governance and see if there's anything to vote on. So there is, I've got this pulled up already. Community and voting, and here we are. Good segue. So World Blockchain Roundtable, which we talked about at the top, has the August themes. This is perfect. So let's talk about making a coffee layer again. This is similar to what we would start doing, where we would propose themes a month ahead of time. And then people would vote on people that have lot in the coffee layer because they've been participating. This is why I wanted to seed that out to people that have already been participating. Then they can vote on what the new topics are, right? And now with them, they have a round of people proposing topics, and then they have a round of people voting on those topics. We don't have to do that. We can, or we could just fill it out with a bunch of things that we think we want to talk about, and then get people to vote on that, however we want to do it. So let's look at it. I want to vote while I'm here because, no, I can't. Never mind. I don't have any lot. I can with my other account.
I'm proposing a show right now on Den with Coffee. I want to see a debate between Lieutenant Lies and Captain Truth.
Don't bring Lieutenant Lies in here. I'll fucking murder him.
Lieutenant Lies.
The last time we let Lieutenant Lies anywhere.
Lieutenant Lies and Captain Truth.
There was we actually had to call the hospital last time they were in the same room. That's a bad idea.
Hey, if you've been, I'll come in and vote on this later. But if anyone out there that's listening has been on the World Blockchain Roundtable as a question asker or a co-host or anything like that, you've got some lot and you can vote on this. So for August, here's what's up for August. DeFi, which nobody's so far is super excited about that. That's fine because I don't care about it as much anymore. It was really hot a year ago. Development cycle for quality products. That's an interesting one because it is something that is not understood. It is understood, right? Politics and blockchains. There's some conspiracy shit there that'd be great to talk about. Crypto market manipulation.
That's also going to flow right into SEC.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Web3 integrations, that would be good because, Web3 kind of is, there's a Web1 as well. Interesting. So Web3 is, I don't know if you remember Web2 coming out of the closet or whatever, but Web2 was talked about. It was the thing, and this is Web2 and that's Web2. And then nobody talked about Web2 anymore because it was just the web. And so that's what Web3 is going through right now. It's like, oh, Web3. And then once it's like fluid and integrated and transparent, nobody's going to talk about Web3 anymore. It's just going to be the web. Web1, Web3, blockchain fundies, blockchain for accountants. That sounds tedious.
That sounds like a course you'd pay for.
That sounds like something that accountants wish they weren't around for, Possibilities of crypto in the metaverse in the future, decentralized YouTube alternatives, implications to recorded history. This one's interesting. The decentralized YouTube alternatives. Well, that too. But I was reading this morning. Bruce Fenton is running in New Hampshire, and he performed. I would say I don't know what else to call it, but a performance, but a filibuster, and it was a 33-hour filibuster. Right, YouTube took it down. It's not on YouTube anymore. They took down his filibuster, which I thought was interesting. So I don't even know what it was about. To be honest with you.
So he's an elected politician. He's on the New Hampshire floor of our House or Senate.
Let's see here. Bruce
and they
Fenton,
take down a elected politician who's running for office because they
Ballotpedia. All right.
This is where I was all for Elon Musk taking over Twitter. Just because I don't think he would take down that crap.
So he's running for U.S. Senate to represent New Hampshire. He's on the ballot in the Republican primary. It does not look like he is an official at the moment.
Even still, come on.
Primary, general election will occur November 8th. What is he now? Oh, Jeremy Kauffman. What's up? What are you doing? You're a candidate too? I didn't know that. I didn't know Jeremy was running. Democratic, yada yada. Oh, that's who he's running against? Jeremy Kauffman? Really? Interesting. Yeah, all right. I was wondering what he's doing now. Is my official site. Here we go. He probably says it on here. Stand for liberty. Want your money and about me. Who am I? I dress up in costumes. I box. I have kids, and we shop at video game stores. CEO of Chainstone, cypherpunk stockbroker, U.S. Senate candidate. So no, he's not in office at the moment.
Okay.
And he calls himself a cypherpunk, but I don't think he is. Like he says that a lot on Twitter, but he's not really.
But even still, I mean, take him, a guy running, I don't know.
I mean, he can challenge me. He can come on and challenge me on that, but I don't think it's like no true Irishman, It's like I see what he does.
Talking about I'm talking about the Twitter, taking his.
Oh yeah. It was Google, but yeah. But and that makes me question. It's like it sounds to me now that I've read that, it sounds like he probably just made a YouTube video, right? Because I don't think if he's not in office, if he's not in any kind of office right now, okay, it wasn't an official filibuster. He probably made a YouTube video, but whatever.
He called it filibuster.
If I were in office in the Senate, this is the type of filibuster that I would do, which is actually a decent thing to do if you're running for Senate.
Oh
right?
Yeah. It shows he's got stamina.
Yeah, but so okay, different reason, but I'm still against what they did because it's not that they were taking down official things. They're taking down things from people who are running for office who want to fix the system, and so they're muting that, which is potentially worse, or at least
potentially worse. I would say definitely bad.
Yeah. At least it's bad, potentially worse. Just because, like, how do you hold power other than keeping other people from getting your power? So that's why I'm like, I don't know. So there's my thoughts on that. And there's the things to go vote on in the Den. Where is it at, Dave? Here. Here's the things to vote on there. What else is up? So if you have
I'm looking forward to tomorrow's World Blockchain, state and country DAOs or something like that, right? Tomorrow.
Yes, 11 Eastern tomorrow.
Yeah, what's the topic tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
City-state DAOs, right?
Yes, DAOs as constitutional city-states.
There you go.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So like, let's pretend for a moment that we're in the metaverse. And in this metaverse, we have a DAO, like the coffee show, right? And the coffee show is a decentralized, autonomous organization without a CEO and operated by the community. What if that was a constitutional city-state, a virtual DAO in metaverse city-state, where maybe you even have, I don't even want to put that idea out there because we're using it for a different thing. But yeah, the implications of that I think is really interesting. Or not even metaverse, real fucking life. What if we had a bunker complex and we're a DAO and we buy up collectively property to live on and we wanted to create a constitutional city-state out of that? So this is the kind of shit we're talking about.
How about another scenario? What if you're running for Congress and you say, listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set a DAO.
Okay, what you got? 1 second.
I got to interject into your scenario real quick because apparently you need to shave your face. I gotta go. Y'all have a wonderful morning. I gotta get to work.
All right, go do it.
Okay.
I do believe that the Captain Truth down here has to scoot as well.
Have a good one.
Oh, I wasn't even watching the messages where we're supposed to communicate with each other. So yeah, have a good one. I didn't realize it was that time.
Oh God, I kind of wish I had an extra hour. This could be a very fun conversation rolling on.
Yeah, well, it's going to be tomorrow. Tune in.
Oh, I'm definitely going to tune into that.
And it'll be recorded if you miss it, but definitely at least tune in. If not, go in and leave the topic obviously is chosen, but the questions are not yet. So if you go into WBRT and look at the questions that other people have proposed, have put up, scroll down to here to the post that says constitutional city states, and then scroll down to see what people have been putting into the replies. And if you see something that isn't covered that you're curious about, put your own in. And if you do see something already there, vote on it, right? Something that you like, go ahead and vote on that. Because I imagine that we're going to go long on some of these questions. And so the closer to the top, you can get it voted up. Like Kratos God of Boy has one with 4.2 thousand energy on it. So that's almost guaranteed to get hit during the show, which will get them ownership of the show and all that. And then some of them down at the bottom, can DAOs really be city states? Has no votes. So if you want that, for example, to be higher in the rankings so that it has a more likely chance to get talked about on the show, you can vote it up with some of your energy. Right?
I can do that. I have energy. I can do that.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, before you leave, say that. Go check that out and add a question in here that's relevant.
Can do. And I will be. I should tune in sometime tomorrow because I'll be at the office. So
cool.
On that note, y'all have a wonderful morning and nice to see everybody as always.
All right.
Likewise.
See you, Dave.
See ya.
So what was your I've completely forgot what you were saying, because I didn't know we were that late in the morning.
No, it's all right. It's all right. You good? You good, Captain Truth?
Yeah, I gotta head out, brother. Okay, I gotta go get ready for my weekly poker game. Okay.
Can you say something for me? Can you explain to me what you're supposed to do with a Slim Jim?
Okay. First of all, if you have a Slim Jim, you gotta snap into it.
Yeah, snap into a Slim Jim.
Okay.
All right.
I gotta go get ready for my weekly
poker
game. This week, Roger Goodell is joining us, the former commissioner of the NFL. So it's going to be a good one. I'm excited.
Yep. And Peyton Manning, I hear. So, yeah.
He's there every week. Peyton and Eli, he's there every week. So
good old Pepe. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Have a good one, Captain Truth. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah. You'll have a good rest of your day.
You too.
And
Stay
remember-
honest.
Stay truthful.
There you Okay, those
Adios.
aren't my taglines. It's cool though. I'll see y'all later.
All right.
Happy to Slim Jim.
Awesome.
That's
Awesome.
good stuff.
But yeah, no, I cut
You
you
know
off
what I
there,
was
and I
saying
forget what you
about-
were saying now. I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're good. No, I was talking about the Dow thing. I thought imagine if a person was running for Congress and told everyone at his or her platform, I'm going to set up a Dow. I'm not going to take special interest money. I'm not going to, let's say they plugged into DIN, right? And I'm not going to take on, I'm going to vote as you tell me how to vote. So HR, blah, 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 gets posted, and consensus of the people within his or her district would tell him how to vote. And everything would
Direct
be
representation.
it would
And-
be it
and
would still be a
accountable, too.
republic. It would still be exactly accountable. It would still be a republic, and then there. Now think about it. This person now is going to Congress or going to their state legislature, and they're getting pressured. Oh, you got to vote with the party on this. You got to do this. Da 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 da. No, I represent my constituents. My constituents are part of this DAO,
Ooh,
and I
not
vote
even-
how
not only
they
that,
tell
but
me how to vote.
Not only that, but now, and I hadn't thought about this before, but you're right, because then not only do you represent your constituents, but you, for the first time in human history, provably represent your constituents. Yeah,
Exactly. My brother and I have been talking about this for a long time, and
I guess
we said that this is because blockchain allows this capability, and we said this is how anyone could probably win, and
who would fund the fuck out of that probably is Cult DAO. To be honest with you,
exactly. Cold DAO could get a whole bunch of you could have a huge turnover.
Yeah,
and then as soon as you know what's going to happen, as soon as one person votes opposite what the DAO has voted, then it's called okay, you're out of here. We're going to do a recall. The DAO now is proposed we're going to do a recall on our elected representative, and he or she is out in a flash.
That's so cool. Because I feel like, and I'm not a history buff, but I feel like the reason that elections are the way they are is just like reasonably everybody cannot directly participate in their governance before things like blockchain and things like that, the internet, whatever.
Right.
Like you had to reasonably say, okay, all right. We can't obviously stop everything that we're like everybody in the world can't spend all their time on politics. We have to actually go to work and have families and do life things.
Right.
And so let's all get together and figure out who we feel is most capable of representing us, and then trust them to do that when they get up there. And that's the best we got.
And now think about this too. So now the person that's going up there is really representing everyone's vote, a true representative, rather than representing special interest and all these lobbyists, et cetera, et cetera. So lobbyists aren't going to be knocking on his door or her door, and they're not going to have to spend all this time raising money for their next campaign.
They're going to raise money for, what they're going to do is they're going to write, not even lobby for, they're going to write it themselves, legislation to ban and outlaw that type of direct democracy, republic technology, so that they don't have to compete against it anymore. That's what'll happen. Is lobbyists will turn to that.
So essentially this is how you plug in a DAO in a blockchain into your representative. And then when the Mitch McConnells or the Nancy Pelosi's come knocking on your door and say, you need to vote this way. Da, 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 da. No, I don't need to. I don't have to. I don't represent you. I don't actually even represent the party that you're a part of. I represent the people who brought me, who elected me to the office, and they're telling me how to vote. And
it's not even like that you don't want to. It's just, and maybe you don't want to, but I got to vote how we have a thing, and I got to vote that way.
Your pushback to the DAO might be, hey, listen, here's the inside story. The fine print of this bill says, it makes you think, because of the title of the bill says it's going to do X, Y, and Z, but it's really doing A, B, and C, and we really don't want this. And so now your representative is having dialogue with their constituents like they're supposed to, and say, hey, listen, I'm reading the fine print on this bill, and it's not XYZ. It's really ABC. I think all of us need to take another good look at this thing, and maybe, you need to tell me to vote no for this.
Yeah, which is kind of, totally, man. And with Den, we've done that before. For example, with this, wrong button, collapsible sidebar here, right? Because we actually had a proposal passed where it was like, cool, just do a hover.
Right.
Then there was a better idea that came up, and it was like, we were like, hey, I know we decided to do this, but actually here's another proposal that would override the first one to do it this way instead. And maybe actually, to be streamlined, the politician wouldn't have to change a whole lot about how they already operate, except for before they go in to vote, they would have to propose, hey, I'm going to vote this way, and here's why, and the logic behind it, and here's why I think it's directly representing our community and our population constituents, and then everybody can vote yay or nay on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Real simple. Makes sense? Nope, fuck that. That kind of thing.
It gets better now. Let me walk you to the next step. So now imagine that all of our representatives, or the majority of our representatives, we'll just go on the national politics side. Okay, each of them have a DAO on DIN, let's say, and now all the constituents are voting. Well, or those who are active in politics, or educated to understand the policies well enough to maybe vote or whatever, or feel that they have a reasonable understanding of the policy to tell the representative to vote yes or no. Now, what's happening is those votes are being tallied along the way, right? So, before this thing is even let's say it's a bill that's coming out of committee, it's been written, and now it's being discussed, and people are around the country are voting for it, you would be able to look in Den.Social and see if HR blah 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 is going to pass or not, because
before you even put it up for a vote,
right?
Like in the actual Congress or whatever.
Exactly. So you can see that, hey, wait a minute, California isn't so left of center like we thought, because look at how they're telling the representatives to vote. Oh, look at Florida, it's not really right of center as much as we thought, because look how they're telling their
that's interesting, because that would break down speculative barriers too,
and it breaks down all this two-party bullshit.
Yeah. Well, that was something. We should bring that up tomorrow. Hey, you want to come on? You want to come on tomorrow? Or maybe just throw something in the questions.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the questions maybe.
Okay.
Anyway, that's kind of what my brother and I have been talking about for a couple of years.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah.
No, I could see like, that happening.
Cool. It's like, I feel like some version of that is the future. Whether like there's a window of opportunity to do it ourselves right now, but otherwise someone's going to use this to do that later. I don't know what way they're going to use it, or how it's going to be implemented, or if it's going to be good or bad. Maybe there's some sort of CBD equivalent of the that sort of DAO where it enables fuckery somehow. You know what I mean? And they call it blockchain, and like, oh, everyone's happy.
Right. But this way it would certainly be. So it's exciting. It's exciting. I think this is a way that a great example of how Cult DAO could jump right in on this, and even the person that's running for the seat or that position in, say, Congress, it's not in the beginning. Yeah, they're going to have to raise money to be able to fight against the machine of the other people are raising money. But as people start understanding how the DAO would work, I think they would like, yeah, I really like this. Because I feel like I'm going to now really have direct representation. This guy doesn't need to take money,
Not only
to be
that,
elected.
not only that, the guy or the gal would be able to have more confidence in knowing what the constituents really want out of them, instead of having to listen to some mouthpiece who says they represent this sector or whatever, that kind of thing.
The
Lobbyists
issue,
again, but yeah.
right now, the issue really, the big problem is, how do I know that this person that's telling me how to vote is really my constituent that lives in my district?
Well, that's something that Factor integration into Den, or MiFi integration into Den. We've started talking about identity stuff again recently internally, and so that's something that Factor does, is you could prove your qualification as a constituent or whatever without revealing your identity or anything. Just a yes or no. Do you qualify to be this person's constituent, and then direct them without revealing any kind of PII, that kind of thing.
And people don't want to go to war. We're really not as
we want to build shit and be better, and
and our military complex is kind of taken over Congress as well. And so when people start voting, no, we're not going to, you know what I mean? Who knows? This, I don't know. I'm just a retired old man that is thinking in these terms and thinking, who knows? This could be another kind of 1776 moment where people go, wait a minute, no, we want to take money out of politics, and now we have a way to do it. We can do it with a DAO.
Yeah, and that's sort of similar to what I was thinking. I have this thing about like Bitcoin for the state and Monero for the people, or or at least not those particular. Maybe it's something different, right? X whatever privacy system for the people, because I want to pay taxes in Bitcoin, right? Because I want to be able to see where the fuck that money goes. I want to trace it all the way through, and I want to see where it goes. And
I'm just the opposite. Just the opposite. I don't want to pay any taxes because I know how they're spending the money, and I don't want them to spend my money that way. I don't want money on wars, and I don't want money in these banks are doing whatever they're doing, and these special interests.
Let me rephrase that, because I don't want to pay taxes either. But if we're gonna do that, then I want people to see where their money really is going, not where people say the money is going, right? And so if you bring that sort of transparency to the tax system, where everyone pays in Bitcoin, for example, or something else that is just as traceable, and you can see exactly where the money flows and what accounts it goes to and things like that, then a lot of people wouldn't be as okay with what's going on. And
wait a minute, we just spent $17 billion on Ukraine biolabs? I don't think so.
Yeah, or even something that's even less nefarious, which is like, I worked on I was a Tomahawk tech in the Navy, and replacing faulty hard drive, right? You got to get a SCSI hard drive. It's fucking tiny. It's not very big. Like capacity wise, it's not very capable. It's not a very good product, but it's what we use because it's vetted and it's approved for this particular purpose. And it is the same part number that you can go buy on eBay or retail, right? But the difference is, and there's rules against this, and we still do it, right? The difference is you go out and you buy it COTS, commercial off the shelf, and maybe it's $500, maybe it's $100. If you buy it through our supply system, it's $5,000, and it's literally the same fucking part. You know what I mean?
I know.
So it's like, and that's
but
all day.
It's been vetted. That's the
all
vetted
day.
Price.
It's been vetted. It's been vetted.
That's the vetted price to make sure that it hasn't been tampered.
Yeah.
because if the Chinese know that this particular part is going in these Tomahawk missiles, then all they got to do is infiltrate the market with a bunch of these parts that are defective. And the next thing you know, you got the defective.
This is the kind of things that people talk about. Like, I've been in some of the meetings, the development meetings, the cruise missile development thing. And for a long, long time, there was this sort of backwards thinking about open source stuff, right? Open source hardware, open source software, switching to Linux, for example, instead of Unix. And the argument was always, well, if it's open source, then anybody can see the code and find vulnerabilities in there. And then I'm always like, well, yeah, that's the point. You know, he's like,
Right.
but, and I'm like, but, you would rather have flaws that you didn't know about? Is that what you're saying?
It's a great one.
or look at Log4j or Log4j or however you want to say it. For decades, maybe at least one decade, we're going to have proprietary closed source software being compromised because even when you pay for proprietary closed source tech, you're still getting open source tech in it. They just don't tell you what they bundled in with their software to put in the binary, right?
Right.
So you've got
Right.
Log4j every freaking where. I don't care if it's proprietary or not. You've got open source software in proprietary software that you're paying for, but then you have the blinders on and you're not allowed to see what's in it, right? And that's preferred? I don't understand.
I know. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Great stuff, though. Great stuff.
All right, man. Well, let's cut out of here. I got to go replace a key that costs $500, because it's a key fob. I found, good Lord, I found like AutoZone or O'Reilly's. They've got one where you get the thing and you can crack it open and swap the motherboard in it, and that's $100. But I found another one that's $200 and something, which is better, but it comes with a programmer and you can just use it to program anybody's car, really. So it's a key fob. And as long as they use that style key fob, so I've got a particular model of car with this, as long as I can get inside the door and plug it into the car, I can actually plug it into the little computer jack thing,
right,
and use that to program my key fob to that car. So I'm like, I'll just go with that, just in case I need to, for prepping, maybe in the prepper's layer, throw it in my bug out bag along with a hammer. And now, as long as I know which car that is compatible with, I got cars everywhere. It's a very popular model of car.
There you go. Cool.
All right. Thanks again, man. Appreciate you come by to talk, and I'll catch up with you later. Throw something about about that conversation we just had.
Yeah, I will.
If you can, over in the world blockchain layer, and we'll probably hit on it tomorrow if it gets voted up. All right.
Sounds good. Yeah, think about it. The guy wouldn't even have to, or he or she wouldn't even have to disclose their party, because it doesn't matter what party they are. They're voting as their constituents tell them to vote.
Yep. And maybe the constituents are more one way or the other, or maybe the constituents are affiliated with a party, but then you would at least be able to have that properly and accountably represented.
Right. And then mining the data off of the blockchain is really your poll. That's your solid poll.
The only thing
the poll of the people.
The only thing you still have to fix there that it doesn't solve is gerrymandered districts.
Yep.
Other than that, it fixes a lot of shit. Cool. All right, man. Have a good day. Let's
you too.
Enter the Dragon song that I like so much, and we go out with it
me too.
every week. All right. So cheers. See you around.
Cheers.
See you next week.
Later.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. Adaptable approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.